I'll be back, just getting set here. Didn't have that transitioned over. Welcome everybody. We'll be about 5 minutes. We'll let about 700 to 800 people get in the studio, then we'll be ready to roll. All right, see you. Welcome. How we doing tonight? I've got a lot on my plate tonight, folks. As you can maybe tell, some of the food's fallen off. I got so much on my plate. Welcome, everyone, one and all, beautiful, just beings of all shapes and sizes. Welcome. Check your coat. If you're new here, we have a little process here where we imagine our big, bulky indoctrination, our unconscious bias, our preconceived notions, and we just imagine taking all that in a big winter coat, hooded winter coat, our ego, and we check it at the coat check. We grab a claim ticket. We come on into a nice, warm, beautiful theater. Welcome to Snedeker Theater. And you are welcome here. You are amidst, right now it's looking like, let me see here. Let me see what we got. We're talking about 800 people across 5 platforms, 3 on Facebook, 2 on YouTube, and 1 on Twitch. So welcome one and all. Check your coat. Come on in, grab your favorite drink, your favorite snack, your favorite people, your favorite you, curl up, and we are going to get started. We're going to start this party. So how's everybody doing tonight? Great to see everybody just coming into the chat room, and I'll let you know here what I'll show you what I'm looking at so you can see all your beautiful faces and all your beautiful words to each other, to me. I appreciate that. And Rhonda, we are going to get together, and you could use prayers. The devil is attacking my family and my son Drake. Things feel hopeless. Sorry to hear that, Rhonda. Folks, this is biblical. We're all being attacked here, right? I was kind of attacked this weekend. I'm constantly attacked with technology, with Facebook, with I have some people that are trying to attack me now. Todd has got vertigo all day today. Cindy with the accident and the concussion. Kellyanne's been sick. A lot of the Snedhead's been sick. So here's what I want to say about that is that we are entering into a really, really fantastic space. And we have to prepare our bodies for it. And some of that might be detoxification from this 3D world. And this 3D world is no longer going to be able to hold our fantastic energy once we get rid of the cabal, once we get rid of the evil that permeates our society. This is all going to change, and it's going to change very rapidly before we even know it, and we have to be ready for it. And that's my motivation for this broadcast is to prepare us all for what's about to happen, prepare us all for what's happening as we traverse this fantastic obstacle course called 2020. Called the decimation of the deep state. And it's important for us to understand that things on this planet are shifting rather dramatically. And those that are being exposed and those that are being replaced and discarded because of their horrible acts against humanity, those folks carry with them an energy, and they are attempting to cling on to the power that they are quickly losing. And in that attempt, in that satanic attempt, we're talking about the devil, the satanic ceremonies, the sacrifices, but they are losing power so fast. That's what we must remember. Folks, I have talked to you about the indoctrination for well over 400 episodes. And the indoctrination with education, with incarceration, with medication, vaccination, the election nation, the indoctrination of the media, which is the heartbeat of the cabal's attempts at controlling humanity. And they're all failing institutions, folks. If you look at the incarceration, okay, you see, the legalization of marijuana across the United States. You see Donald Trump with an absolute incredible crime reform bill to get young men, young women, old men, old women out of prison for nonviolent offenses. You see certainly the Democrats in their states and their cities circumventing that quite a bit, but that is only temporary. That is only temporary. In other words, they're letting people out that shouldn't be out, and but that's only temporary. And so we see the incarceration shifting. Okay, we see the medication nation. We see these doctors and these nurses that are, wanting to call themselves frontline first responders. Well, you can't call yourself a frontline first responder if you're a part of the lie that is being perpetrated upon the planet. If you are a part of this CV hoax, this pandemic, and you're not looking at the real numbers of how many people have actually died from CV, CV only is less than 15,000, somewhere in that ballpark. If you look at the people with comorbidities, if you look at them, 40% of those were in 5 states where the nursing homes, where they forced COVID positive patients back into nursing homes. These people aren't just going to be, taken out of office at these governors, but they're going to be taken to prison. And they're going to be tried for crimes against humanity. And when you see the bigger picture of what they've been involved in this entire time, you're going to realize that they are part of the conspiracy that has attempted to circumvent this U.S. government that exists right now. So the medication nation, the Western medication, because of the amount of doctors and the amount of nurses and the amount of medical establishment staff that remain silent without real science to back them in the actions that are being taken against our humanity, they are crumbling. Their jobs they'll say they're staying quiet because of their jobs. They won't have jobs when this is all said and done, because the trust for Western medicine is dwindling at an astronomical pace, as it should. Yeah, you can still set a bone. You can still do some of the things that only Western medicine can do. But people are awakening. They're changing their diets. They're changing how they look at disease. They're strengthening their immune system because they understand that they can't wear a mask the rest of their life. They understand that they can't keep their children home from school the rest of their life. They understand that they can't continue to keep 6 feet of distance between each other the rest of their life. And so they're going to awaken to that reality, understand that vaccines are not the solution, especially the more and more people awaken to the fact that vaccines are very, very harmful to the human being. And they are going to realize that the vaccine isn't going to save them. And as a matter of fact, the vaccine is there to enslave them. And we've shown you countless examples of that. The Gates connection to the WHO, the Gates connection to the CDC, the Gates connection to Fauci and Birx, and everybody pushing for this, the Johns Hopkins, the pandemic, the Event 201, the Fauci prediction, the Obama prediction, the pandemic at Netflix, the prediction by Gates, the false numbers by Ferguson and Imperial College, the false numbers by Washington University, both, by the way, funded by Gates. These numbers that we came nowhere near to. And then we see that once they could no longer control the amount of dead people because they, stopped sending them back into the nursing homes illegally, that they understood that they could take control of the amount of positives that are being read by these tests. So they're over-testing. Testing for something you don't even show symptoms of is asinine. I'm going to say this again. I'm not a doctor, but getting tested for something that you have no symptoms of is asinine. And forcing you as an employer or as a as a client like Qantas did. By the way, we exposed through the work of John Maverick, we exposed that Qantas is tied in with pharmaceutical in a very deep way through their parent company and through this Saudi Arabia funding connection. We showed you that the other night. And so you start to see the bigger picture here and how they're all interrelated. Okay? But the fact of the matter is that they will try to keep us, control us through access to different things. I refused to wear a mask at Sprouts the other day, so they asked me to leave. I said, when I finish getting my water, I'll leave. I did that and I left. So as a private business, can they force us to do things and to not do things? Yes. But can we sue them for doing so? Can we sue them for not allowing us to breathe oxygen as we peruse their stores? Yes. Can we do class action suits like 17 has reminded us are going to be the key to all this? Yes. Class action lawsuits? Yes. Can we sue our own state governments and our own those people for forcing draconian laws? Yes, we're seeing it happen. Okay? See, all the things that are happening every single day that passes where you see draconian actions in play by the elite, understand that another human being, tens of thousands, have awakened on that particular day to tyranny. And so every day that passes, we have more and more people awakening. Everybody decries 2020. I want 2020 to be over with. 2020 was a nightmare. 2020 was horrible. Really? Really? If you want to look at it that way, that's your business. And of course, we all have our own tragedies that occur during this year that is going to put a damper on a year anyway. But I'm talking about when it comes to CV-19. This has been the greatest thing that ever happened to humanity. Why? Because you're all here. I'm here. We're talking about things that we weren't talking about a year ago. I mean, I've been doing this for 14 years, talking about it and trying to wake people up, and a lot of you people have as well. But we're here talking about stuff we weren't talking about a year ago. We're having conversations with each other in the workspace, in the next to the water cooler, on the way to a game or a park or whatever. We're having conversations we never had before, and conversations that humanity has needed to have for a very long time. And if there's one conversation that's happening that has been needed to happen for a very long time, it's where are all the children disappearing to? The children are disappearing in the United States alone at a rate of 2,000 per day. Now, I can't tell you the statistics of right now, but I believe it's dropping because of the human trafficking operations that have been taken out by those within the Trump campaign where President Trump has absolutely handed down, and Ivanka Trump have handed down that this is what we're going to do. We're going to stop this activity, and we're going to find out and prosecute those who are doing it. Why was President Trump's executive order to take away the assets of those guilty of human trafficking and crimes against humanity? His first executive order, folks. Why? Because he knew about the problem that many of us didn't know about. Okay? And what we're seeing happen is the decimation of the existing establishment. And that, my friends, is a reason to celebrate 2020. Perfect vision. Because we didn't have perfect vision before this year. And every day that we see the cabal, every day we see tyranny against humanity, every day that we see our media lying to us over and over and over and over again, we awaken to the indoctrination. And we shatter the indoctrination with every time we get online, we come together and we listen to somebody like myself, many other great minds out there that I've told you about multiple times to listen to, instead of the Mockingbird media, which is CIA controlled and owned by 5 families in the United States alone. 94% of all media, 5 families in the U.S. Wrap your head around that and tell me that they are looking out for our best interests. Ask your friends, ask your family. There are 5 families that control 94% of the media in this United States. You can actually count the 6 corporations, but Redstone owns 2 of them. You can actually count the families that control the media in the United States. You can count them around the world as well, very, very few. But the fact of the matter is, what absolute interest do they have in being honest with us about incarceration? And then they cut away to an alcohol commercial, which promotes drinking at every event that you could possibly imagine until you become alcoholic. You get drunk, you beat your family, and you go to prison. Or they'll tell you about, the vaccines are safe, but then they cut away to 2, not 1, but 2 pharmaceutical ads. Certainly not the last of the half hour of news that you're going to watch that evening. They'll tell you that the economy's doing great and everything's fine and dandy, and then they'll cut away to the ads for banks that will tell you how great they are and how much they care about you. And these are the banks that created the robotic signature machines that signed foreclosure agreements without even knowing the soul and the souls of the people that were being put out onto the street by a machine. They'll talk about heart disease. They'll talk about cancer. And then they'll cut away to a commercial of a big agriculture, McDonald's, Burger King, Doritos, skincare, suntan lotion, all that cause diabetes with high fructose corn syrup, Coke and Pepsi, and cancers. And the glyphosate, which we've talked about with the Purium, which many of you are jumping on board, which is our sponsor, Purium, where you can actually get glyphosate out of your system. Yeah. They'll tell you about how much they care about you on that broadcast and cut away to Monsanto and Bayer, former weapons manufacturers of World War II. In the concentration camps was IG Farben turned Bayer, and Monsanto, which made the Agent Orange in Vietnam, and Bayer bought Monsanto, and now they're in control of our food supply. But they care about you. And they care about feeding humanity. They care about feeding the global population. But they won't tell you about how many farmers they put out of business. They won't tell you about the hundreds of thousands of farmers in India who committed suicide because they got lousy crops from the GMO seeds that Monsanto sold them, and then they couldn't afford to pay off their debt. And in India, your family's debt dies with you. And so they commit suicide to rid their family of shame. Hundreds of thousands of Indian children are growing up without their father because of Monsanto, now Bayer. And you're going to go down to the store, and every time you buy a product that is not organic, you are supporting those organizations that are poisoning our planet, poisoning humanity, and causing farmers to go bankrupt and commit suicide at astronomical levels. Folks, this isn't about pointing our fingers at a few individuals who have taken advantage of their power. This is about us realizing that we are part of the problem here. This great awakening isn't just for us to open our eyes so that we can see the bad players that have taken advantage of society, have taken our vote and used it against us, or taken our money and used it against us, or sent our money over to China because we buy crap that's made in China, and we've allowed China to take over our manufacturing, and we're putting people out of work. We are the problem. We are the problem, and the sooner that we can take care of our own business and understand that we are in control of our own lives and that we must make adjustments to our own lives, only then will the planet shift. Only then will the planet shift into a whole new paradigm of existence. Well, you've been able to see your chat, I see, for quite a while. This is part of the one-man band here, folks. Sorry about that. That was a good one too, I think. Would have been a good one to actually see my face. Unfortunately, I'm seeing my face here, but I was looking at the chat here the entire time. So that's the bottom line here, folks. But as we look inward, I also want us to realize how much we are taking control of this planet, and the things that are taking place around us are very, very, very positive. This is the Indoctrination. My name is David Snedeker. This is where we expose the indoctrination and we shatter the indoctrination for the betterment of humanity. And here we are. Folks, we are shattering the indoctrination with every step we take, with every move we make, with every conversation we have, with every time we share out this broadcast, share out a meme, share out something that we know will help humanity. We are the digital warriors. We are the Snedheads. We are the Anons. We are the autists. We are Q. We are 17. We pray for President Trump. We pray for the Q team. We pray for each other. Prayers please go out to Kellyanne, who's feeling poorly. Prayers go out to Todd. Prayers go out to Rhonda. Prayers go out to everyone who's struggling right now. Dear Lord, please watch over us and protect us. Please help us to see the light of day. Please help us to guide each other into the path of truth. Please watch over our president and all of his family and all of the Q team and all of the patriots and all of the military and all the police that are boots on the ground right now, extracting, arresting, taking care of business. Please, please, Lord, watch over Sidney Powell, Rudy Giuliani, Lynn Wood, all the team, all the legal team that are supporting these fine people. And please, Lord, watch over all the whistleblowers and all the witnesses to this fraud that has been perpetrated upon our system, upon our country, upon our republic, in the attempt to try to steal this election in order to save the cabal from justice. Justice is coming. There is no stopping what is coming. And help us to please expose all of those that are doing harm against humanity. In Jesus' name we pray, thy will be done. Amen. I rarely do a prayer that early, folks, but also watch over Kellyanne, her ex, watch over Todd and Cindy, and all those, Rhonda, and all those that are struggling in the Snedehead community. Dear Lord, thank you. Folks, yes, we are the news. We are the news, folks. All right? Amen. So I want to share some things. Todd and Cindy are taking the night off because of Todd's suffering from vertigo, giving Kellyanne the night off because, well, they can take the night off anytime they want. But I just wanted to make sure that they understand that nothing is expected of them this evening because of the way they're feeling, and we want them to heal, and just like I was feeling this weekend. So here's what's happening, folks. Okay, wow. Let me go to a couple things here, but let me go to Facebook for starters. By the way, folks, again, my apologies for having it on the chat. I know you guys could see your chat, and you know when I get rolling, I'm not looking at that stuff, so that's where I could run into problems. Closure. You need closure. Still fighting. We all need closure, but there's a lot of people that are suffering a lot better than we are, a lot more than we are, that really need closure. We're more and more, Bonnie, more and more of us are all going organic, but we have to go in larger numbers, because if we can go in larger numbers, then it's going to really affect the bottom line for these major companies, and that's really what we need to do. So Todd's got vertigo, so he's I'm sure he wouldn't mind me sharing that with you. And I want to, let me get to something here. Let's see where we're at. We're at 800, 900, 15, 1,000. We're up over 2,100 right now, folks. Beautiful. Good to see you all. This is the Tuesday of the week, and I can't believe how much has already happened in this Tuesday. Let me bring this over here, take that over there, and let me take you to some things that I put up. Now, a couple things. Now, did Barack Obama get arrested? Well, we've only got one report so far that that's the case. And, of course, you know we need more sources than that here. And so And quite frankly, we don't really get caught up with who's been arrested, because quite honestly, we think that he was arrested a long time ago, and that he's just playing the game, or his double or his clone or whatever, or CGI is playing the game. So we're not really concerned about when they're arrested or if they're arrested, because we think most of them already have been, and that this is the show, folks. This is the show that 17 has said, enjoy the show. Okay, enjoy the show. Now, first thing I want to address is an attack that that was forming, if you will, against me, and I want to address that. And I did a post about it earlier, and I want to share with you how that's been handled. So first of all, for all of you who saw that and shared that on Saturday, and saw that person in the chat, I want to thank you for the heads up on that and looking out. And I feel very well protected by the Snedheads, and I want to thank you for that. And I want to tell you how I'm dealing with this. First off, if that person is on listening to this broadcast, I would just ask you to search your heart as to what you want to do here, because you are attacking somebody that cares a great deal about humanity, cares a great deal about my fellow man, and is certainly not any of the things that you claim or you are planning on trying to say that I am. And I'm not finding this note, and I wonder if it's because, let me see here. There she, okay. So her name is Susan Zakin, Zakin. For those of you that have already reported her to Facebook, thank you. But I will say this, that she did a post on a comment on one of the posts here, and I'm going to show it to you, and then we're going to move on. But I just want to explain how I'm dealing with something like this. I wish my computer was working a little bit better than it is right now. But let me. She basically screen captured the IndoctriNATION Facebook page, and she says here, "Why is this anti-Semitic conspiracy theorist still on Facebook with thousands of followers? Please report him to Facebook. David Snedeker of Topanga Canyon, no less. Get him off social media." Okay? So, get him off social media. So, this is, here, I'll show you this. So this is what she wrote, okay? And some Snedheads were right on it and checked on it. Now she's a writer, but she doesn't really scare me. I think she has one follower on Twitter and very few followers on Facebook. But this is what we're looking at, folks. And so here was my my response to her today. I said, "Can you tell me more about yourself? Like, why are you interested in slandering me as an anti-Semite? If you don't like my content, that's your prerogative. If you share with others your distaste for my content, also your prerogative. If you disparage me, my name, or my broadcast as an anti-Semite because you don't like the content, unless you can prove anti-Semitism, which I know you cannot, on the low end is fascist and against Facebook community standards. On the high end, and the only area that really interests me, your actions are illegal and eligible for civil and criminal action, of which a few listeners who happen to be Jewish have offered to help me with, especially given the fact that you've asked others to commit a crime as well. Retract, apologize, and move on, or continue down this path. Your move, Susan." So, here's the thing. When I was 25 years old, I had a business. I'd been in business 3 years. I went, and during one of those years, I went and I played professional basketball in Istanbul, Turkey, and in Nashville, Tennessee. And one of my great buds, Bill Costa, ran my business when I was gone. When I came back, I found out that 2 of my employees had gone into business for themselves, and they had broken a non-disclosure, non-circumvent agreement, because I had shared with them a proprietary technology, and she was the bookkeeper and had access to the files, and I had hired her son. So she and her son went into business against me, and my clients are the ones that told me about it. And so when I got back, I then took them to court, and I won. They were shut down. They couldn't do business for 6 months, okay, because I could prove that everyone signed these agreements, except and the only 2 that we couldn't find were the 2 of her and her son, and the judge knew she had access to those files as my bookkeeper. So 25 years old, I take him to court. I shut him down for 6 months, put him out of business, and during that trial, the other lawyer comes over to my lawyer, who's my good friend Danny Flaherty, and he just talks to him like, they're old pals because they've seen each other in the courtroom before. And I just said to him, I said, listen, your client stole my business, right? Like something I started up and I created something really special with. And they stole my business. I said, how do you represent people like that? And he just looked at me and said, well, not everybody flies the same flag you do. And he walked away. And I was a pretty bright guy, but I was a kid. I was only 25. And I said to Dan, I said, what do you mean by that? He said, not everybody believes the same way you do. So it's important for us, I believe, my lesson in that event was that we go into this world expecting everybody to believe as we believe. And we're constantly disappointed when they don't act in the way that we would act if we were in that situation. And so what's important for us to remember is that there are people that act very differently in different situations because they don't fly the same flag we fly. And in this situation, it may be an American flag. It may be a flag of integrity, okay? That somebody would say something about me who's 38% Ashkenazi Jew by blood, is anti-Semite, work for 2 Jewish men that I love, have Jewish friends. We celebrate, Hanukkah out of reverence for the ritual, for the ceremony. But to throw that out there will show you that not everybody's going to fly the same flag of integrity or honesty, truthfulness. And so when we start to wrap our head around that, then it makes it easier for us to interact. And Donald Trump said something once when I remember in an interview that he was involved in a lot of legal cases, and somebody said, what about all these legal cases of that you're in? He says, I don't like them. He says, but when people take advantage of you, you have to set a precedent that they're not going to get away with it. And so if somebody's going to attack me based on my content, they don't like it, or it's not their cup of tea, go right ahead. I don't placate here. I'll just kick you out, or I'll say be gone, or whatever, Not if you show a different opinion than me, but if you disrupt the process, you disrupt my show. But if you're going to try to disparage me with words that aren't true, I will come after you, and you will regret it. And not physically, this isn't a threat. This is by law. I have the law on my side. There's no reason for me to get upset emotionally or physically, because I have right on my side. I have the law on my side. And what you did and are trying to do is illegal. And you're doing it to other people too. Jordan Sather just got on Facebook. Why? Because people like you don't fly the flag of integrity. kick him off of YouTube. Destroy his business. Destroy something he's built. And it's people like you, Susan, whatever the hell your name is, Zakin, that can't build something of truth and integrity yourself, so you must destroy others who have done so. And you're a fraud if you're going to walk around saying things about people that aren't true. And it's illegal. And you're about to find out. So, all right. I wanted to put that behind us quickly because I will not focus on that or talk about that again unless we have to escalate that. So welcome, everybody. I wanted to take you to a couple of events that are happening. We're hearing about Gina Haspel, right? Now, I don't think we should be surprised to hear that, Gina Haspel. I want to bring up one of. Excuse me. Let me get to it here. We shouldn't be surprised that Gina Haspel may have been arrested, okay, or may have been arrested in that raid in Germany, okay. We shouldn't be surprised. Why? Well, because we've been telling you here for a long time that Wray and Haspel are going bye-bye. Okay? The head of the FBI, the head of the CIA have been blocking the release of documents, blocking the release of declassification, and they are proving themselves to be deep state operatives. Okay? And so they got to go bye-bye. And that's quite interesting because, how are they going to go bye-bye? Are they just going to be fired? Well, as I've told you, a lot of these people aren't just going to be fired, okay? A lot of these people are going to be put away in prison, in Gitmo, okay? And here's the other thing. I want to talk to you about this particular event. And this is how Rudy is replying to Barr. Now, there's another thing that it's important to remember, okay? And I want to go to I'm going to go to David Reinert's page on this because he's going to take us. He's going to be Todd for us tonight, okay? As we follow David. We share his work. We've told you guys to go say hi to him and friend him and let him know that we sent you, because he's doing such fine work. And I know he was going to be on our broadcast, and I regret not following up with that, but we'll still get him on. And so, but what I wanted to show you about that is that it's important to remember, folks, that we have talked to you about the military, and that the military is going to be doing this operation. And we've shown you multiple examples, okay, of the military, and how the military is going to be necessary to take out these actions against the deep state, okay? Now, what's important to remember about that is that, well, let me take you down this path of David, okay? Let me take you down this. I think this is the one I wanted to show you. No, this is the one I want to show you here, I think. Going to take you down a couple. This is going to be good. You're going to enjoy this. And by the way, David, if you're ever listening to this broadcast and I bring you up, feel free to call in on Messenger. Be happy to have you on that we haven't done previously. All right, so let me take you to this. Okay, now, President Trump's tweet, okay, is a judge in Nevada has ordered Clark County officials to allow an inspection of the elections equipment and sealed containers used in the 2020 election by 1 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, that was today. They're going to have to do it by 1 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, that's huge, right? Because we know what they're going to find when they do this. Now, President Trump could have tweeted this out at any time, right? But you know what? I'm not going to take you down through Reinert because you guys like to do this. Let's go to qalerts.app, okay? And the time stamp on that, like we do, is 3:39. I believe it's 3:39. Yes. So it's 12/1/2020 at 3:39. Okay. He texts it out at that time. Why does he text it out at that time? Why not 3:40, not 3:41, or another time during the day? Everything has a purpose here. So we go to 3:39. We search that on the, by the way, Q has been dark, as we know, for 19 days. But we also know there's a hell of a lot going on right now. So we go to December 13th, 2017, okay? And we go to, we have a special place picked out for GS. As we've told you many times, GS is, as you know, George Soros, right? Really special, okay? Q has asked about ownership of voting machines before. They knew GS was going to mess with the numbers. This was the plan. A very special place. What would be the penalty for stealing elections? Okay? Stealing elections. President Trump sent us here with elections and election. Boom. And here we go. Okay? Penalty for stealing elections, folks, is treason, I believe, and sedition. Okay? And the penalty for treason is the death penalty. All right? Very special place for GS. Very special place. Okay? Now let's take Reinert's, let's follow Reinert's path here. Okay? Because I want to show you this as well, okay? So ownership of voting machines, that was the plan. This was the plan. They knew the plan. Okay, that's what's so important to remember. All right? This is the post. Very special place for GS. We know that's Soros, right? Okay. And then this is Flynn and Sessions. Do you think they have a clue how bigly we set them up? Wouldn't help them if they did. We've talked to you about this. This is a setup. The election, folks, was a setup because they knew what they did in 2018 and they knew what they did in 2016. Folks, the reason why there haven't been high-level arrests is because they needed everyone coming out of the woodwork on this one. They needed to call in all of their people, and they all exposed themselves, and we should be grateful for that. Also, Reinert takes us to this. Trump doesn't like Sessions, laughing. Misdirection madness is everywhere. How do you catch a dangerous animal? You trap them. AG Sessions, U.S. Cyber Task Force. Important. Cyber. All of these machines, Dominion machines, these smart tech machines, folks, they were all via, electronics, cyber, online. Okay, this was a setup. This was an absolute setup. Now, Reinert doesn't go down the path like we go down. So I want to go down the path here of what this might look like and see what we find. Now, we may not find anything, and then we know we don't need to go any further. But let me take us down. We've got 2832 here on a timestamp of 339. So let's go down 2832 and see what we find. We normally do this later in the show. We did it earlier yesterday with Todd. We are the news now. Do you think that's important right now? Who was it that dropped "We are the news now" earlier in the chat? Okay. 14. Well, it looks like we're well up over 2,500. Here's the restream chat, guys. Somebody dropped "We are the news now" just a little while ago. I think it's I passed it now, but how key is that? All right. We are the news now, right? And let me take you here. Get back to the queue, all right? And since we've got this, let's keep going. Let's go to the timestamp. The last 4 is what we're doing, and we have a mirror. We have a 919. We always like 919s, right? And the mirror numbers. Let's go to 919. Guns are safe. Stop falling for fake news. Again, we are the news now, fake news. This election is exposing the fake news. We're going to go to Project Veritas later, and they were on, James O'Keefe got on the call with CNN, 9 a.m. call, and he hacked into that, and he got that call, and that's fake news, and we're hearing how they're doing the fake news, okay? Guns are safe, stop falling for fake news. This was probably sometime around a false flag event where they used it to try to take the guns away from us once again. Okay, just like they did with the false flag, which I predicted April 18th. I said look out for something with fire on April 19th because it was a satanic holiday that was built around fire. And I said think of something fire tomorrow, a false flag event. And sure enough, there was somebody up in Canada who shot up some people. The first number was 13 that had been shot. Then it went to 22, both satanic numbers that they used, double numbers, and the number 13. And the guy's name was Wart Man. Wart. And I looked up Wart for you, and we found plant. He was a plant. He was a MK Ultra plant to get this shooting to happen on the 19th of April. You can go back to my show on the 18th and you can see. And the news started making it about the gun. And so they passed, Trudeau passed draconian gun laws. Even though this guy had carried guns across the border from the United States, he passed gun laws that had nothing to do with this particular incident, but made the liberals feel really safe and was part of the Hegelian dialectic problem reaction solution that we see so often, and we can now see right through. Now we're still on the fake news. We're going to keep diving down that, and we'll go to 648 on this one. Let's see where that takes us. 648, January 31st, 2018. POTUS speech was inspiring. Okay, we heard that. This might have been the inauguration. Timing is everything. Did you miss the most important line of the entire speech? Activation code. Folks, we were here last night with Todd, right? The speech. Was this the Pensacola speech? Who sent that to me? Cynthia, did you send that to me? And if you wouldn't mind, send that to me again in Messenger. Was that the Pensacola speech? It was like an hour-long speech Todd didn't have a chance to listen to. And activation code. Did you miss the important line of the entire speech? So, folks, think about this. I don't think this... I think we were at 649 last time, maybe? Hold on. Last night. Let's go 649. Time is everything. Did you miss the most important line of the... Yes, so this is a retweet of yesterday. I heard a reference to federal employees who commit crimes. Was listening for so many coded messages. Great speech. Loved the part about the Capitol Dome. Exclamation point. Q. Folks, we were here last night. President Trump sent us here last night through Dan Scavino. Q sent us here last night through Dan Scavino's tweets and Todd's dig. We were here. And that was the path we went. And please watch that last night, because I got into the Capitol Dome and I showed you how it's in the middle of Moloch, the owl in Capitol. And we went down that path, and that was huge, because the Capitol Dome, this is sacrifice. This is everything they do under the dome, everything they do on the Capitol, the laws that they create, the laws that they vote on, that send our children to war, send people to prison, send babies to death by abortion. That's all done a sacrifice to Moloch on the Capitol building. First thing we got to do is change all that, folks. When we disassemble the cabal. Okay. So do you see how important this is? Do you see how we're being sent back here again? And if you go up to 649 and you follow this path, which we did last night, I'm not going to do with you tonight because it was a long, long path. Watch last night's decode. Okay. That was huge. Okay. 649. Sometimes we'll drop the 6. We'll go to 49 just to see what that is. Follow Senator Grassley. What is different effective this week? Grassley's back on the Hill, right? Because Grassley had COVID. He's back on the Hill. Follow Senator Grassley. What do you notice? Why does Senator Grassley have a higher than normal amount of security detail? So we've been down this one before, right? Uranium One, FBI informant. Have secret sessions been underway? Okay. It's a name recognized around the world, Alice in Wonderland. A name recognized around the world, that's going to be the first arrest. Okay. Alice in Wonderland. We've talked about that, the supercomputers. With Alice and Wonderland, Saudi Arabia, Kellyanne thought maybe there was a duplicate made in Saudi Arabia in Wonderland. Also, we've heard Alice is Hillary and Wonderland is Saudi Arabia. This is all tied in together, folks, and we went down this path multiple times, and we've been to 9 multiple times as well. But I'll just show you that. So, projection. Dems can't lose control over the black population. The Great Awakening will occur, whereby these false local national black leaders are corrupt and paid off to help keep the black poor population in need. We've been down this many, many, many times. Okay, the fake racism. So let's go back. Excuse me. Let's go back to Reinert's. Okay, and let's see what he's saying about President Trump's tweet today. Okay, and by the way, I also, let's see. Before we go to Reinert's next one, I want to take you here. Excuse me. Okay, so we went to 3:39 because that was the timestamp on the tweet, right? And then we took you to 28:32. Okay, but let's go to 12:28 just to see what that gives us. Okay, 12:28, because again, the timestamps are very, very important, and we'll know pretty quickly, by the way, if this is a dud or not. April 21st, 2018. Cannon and On post this POTUS tweet video at the top of the next board. Don't know how. Donald J. Trump verified account. Fantastic crowd and great people yesterday in Key West, Florida. Thank you. Look at those palm trees. Okay. This takes us back to that speech. We're going to have to break that down later in the week. Okay. And then, dropping that, going to 228. USA leadership change, SA, Germany, Pakistan, 40,000 feet, which we've seen from Ezra Cohen Watkins, 8765. Folks, we know what's coming. We know things, major things are coming. Okay. But let's go to President Trump's tweet, a retweet of Dan Scavino, who did this at 22/27/21 today, timestamp. No way we lost this election, showing this incredible crowd. Okay. By the way, this was 11:10 was when Scavino tweeted this. This was a video, if you remember. We showed that to you here. And then President Trump retweeted it just 2 days ago. And it's a retweet from Dan. Okay. And he did do the comms, okay, on this. Let's take a look at 2721. Pain. This is the Punisher, right? Pain coming. Is that correct? Let's see. We'll see if it's going to correct, because we'll see what the next one is, right? Then we're going, instead of this timestamp of Dan Scavino, we go to President Trump's timestamp of the retweet, 516. Let's see what that gives us. And again, you guys know we like to do this ourselves here. And so we go to 516. Confirmed. Okay, confirmed. Pain is coming. All right. And here's David's. Nice. Okay. And then David does one more. I'll do it while we're here, folks. And I want to go over General Flynn's Breathe Deeply and Fight Like a Flynn. Krakenwood, Sidney Powell, Lynn Wood, Dan Scavino. Okay. From a DOJ spokesperson, it's Catherine Herridge. By the way, he's saying breathe deeply and fight like a Flynn, right? What's he referring to? Okay. Catherine Herridge, election 2020 results from a DOJ spokesperson. Some media outlets have incorrectly reported that the department has concluded its investigation of election fraud and announced an affirmative finding of no fraud in the election. This is not what the Associated Press reported, nor, okay, this was 8:33 p.m., incorrectly reported. Go to 8:33. Reality is labeled as conspiracy. You are made to feel crazy. We've talked about that quite a bit. You are told to obey. You are sheep to them, pawns to be sacrificed. Look at the Capitol Dome comment. We are being sacrificed upon the altar of Moloch. Remember, we are winning. Do not trust what you read. Mind warfare, up is down, left is right. Boom. Remember, we are winning. Do not trust what you read. Folks, do not come to this broadcast and tell me that you don't believe the mainstream media and then get all caught up in the emotion that they are catching you up in. You're better than that. We're not going to get caught up in that nonsense. We know better. We know better. Okay? Let me bring you back here. Let me just check in with you all. Let's see. Here's your chat. Here's everybody. How we doing? How we doing? Yeah, so Jen, Obama was arrested on November 28th. When we talk about speculation here, we say it's speculation. That's speculation. We've only got one source on it and another source who's repeated it. I'd like to think that. Believe me, nobody wants Obama arrested more than I do. I also think that Obama's going to be the first. If we don't go, I'm going to cheat a little bit because Todd and I have talked about, and he believes it's going to be Pence because they're going to take away the anything political about it, right? They're going to take away anything about politically, just take it right out of the equation, right? Canary palm tree, sing like a canary. I heard Haspel sing. Yep, Haspel is going to be, anybody that's caught, folks, is going to sing. Okay. These people are not as strong as you might think they are. You got kicked off, Kelly? Sorry about that. A lot of people are getting kicked off. Hey, Christina, welcome. You're right on time. Although you're going to want to see what we just went over. We're up at 411. Yeah, we're like 2,400 over 5 platforms, guys. Welcome. David Snedeker here, the IndoctriNATION. Nevada had a 5.2 earthquake. Venezuela and Russia today. Interesting. What's the speculation about Biden's foot, Nick? I've always been a fan of because we talk about how we believe that there's already been a lot of arrests made, that we think the ankle bracelet is a thing. And we also think that there are very few ways you can actually hide that. So maybe the boot, certainly could be used for that. But here's the thing about, excuse me one sec. Let me take a drink. Cheers, everybody. Let me get some of my tea, which is now cold. I need a little tea heater in here. So I'm going to get into bar here in a second, by the way, because I started going there. But, so we think a lot of arrests have already been made. So if arrests have already been made, how are they doing it? Are they already in Gitmo, and all these videos that they do are in studios at Gitmo? We saw the technology with the interview with Oprah and Obama, and how, you know, they can put them anywhere they want. I mean, that's obvious. That's CGI, and that technology's come a long, long way. They can do deep fakes, so they could have somebody that is, you know, that is actually looks like Obama or is at the same height as Obama, and actually put another face on him of Obama, okay, actually doing the talking. We've seen that with Bill Hader on Conan and on I think it was Conan, when they turned him into Arnold Schwarzenegger and turned him into Tom Cruise, and Seth Rogen even gave him like a mole. So we know that the technology exists to give us a show, right? To give us a show, and so so that's what we're 17 is telling us, enjoy the show. So we believe that this is all done, folks. This is all done. So don't get caught up in this. The reason why 17 asks us to enjoy the show is the following, okay? And that is this. When you get caught up in what's going to happen, okay, and you're concerned that it's not going to happen the way that it should, or the way that you want it to, I'm telling you, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. This has already been done. If anything has been proven by the digs that we have done here on this broadcast with the 17 drops, is that 17 and Trump and that team have seen the future or walked through the future. There is no way that look at the one from last night, folks, or the one that I shared today. The seals are great creatures or whatever. Folks, that was 17 talking about Corona 2 years ago, February. 2 years ago. Talking about Corona terminated. Think about that. Antifa that has been mentioned. They hardly anybody knew what Antifa was. They have seen into the future. They have already been where we've been, where we're going. I'm sorry. Would they go through all this if they didn't know where they were going to be? Of course, they've got to take the action to perpetuate the end result. But don't sweat it. We're getting it. We're getting it. Yeah, Gina Haspel served under Obama as director of the National Clandestine Service. One of these people drops, which has already happened, I believe. Everybody else is going to go because they're going to try to save their ass, and they're going to, this is happening, folks. This is Looking Glass or the Yellow Cube. They've seen the future, folks. Excuse me. There is a Trump Executive Order 2017 for succession of AG. Barr goes first. Now let's talk about Barr for a second. Okay, let's go to let's go to that. I pulled this up for you here. Now this is a statement of Trump's legal team on Bill Barr's comments on voter fraud. Okay, now let's go to on voter fraud. And let's pull that up here for a second. DOJ hasn't uncovered widespread fraud that would change election results. Barr says no evidence of widespread voter fraud, defying Trump. Okay? But look at the news stations. New York Times. Barr acknowledges Justice Department has found no widespread voter fraud. No evidence, voter fraud. No evidence, voter fraud. Okay? Look at how all the mainstream media are jumping all over this. Now, let's go to the statement from Giuliani. With all due respect to the Attorney General, there hasn't been any semblance of a Department of Justice investigation. We have gathered ample evidence of military voting in at least 6 states, which they have not examined. We have many witnesses swearing under oath they saw crimes being committed in connection with voter fraud. As far as we know, not a single one has been interviewed by the DOJ. The Justice Department also hasn't audited any voting machines or used their subpoena powers to determine the truth. Nonetheless, we will continue our pursuit of the truth through the judicial system and state legislatures and continue toward the Constitution's mandate in ensuring that every legal vote is counted and every illegal vote is not. Again, with the greatest respect to the Attorney General, his opinion appears to be without any knowledge or investigation of the substantial irregularities and evidence of systemic fraud. This is true. Anybody that says there's no evidence of fraud of this year's election hasn't looked for it. Okay? Literally, folks. Literally. This is they're coming out of the woodwork. We're getting hundreds and thousands of people testifying to voter irregularities, voter fraud. We see the links of Dominion. Are you kidding me? And how Dominion is the ownership of the Pelosi's and the Feinsteins and the Richard Bloom, Feinstein's husband, and Mitt Romney and George Soros. And we now know, and I'm going to get to that in a second, but let me just see if I have anything, because I reached out to the gentleman. Let me bring up that Facebook post that I did earlier. And by the way, that was from Vincent Fusco. We're now friends on Facebook. Vincent, if you're watching, hello, and welcome to the broadcast. Let me see. Let me get to where I need to be there, and also listen for disinformation too, folks. Okay. Barr could be doing one of 3 things, but I want to get to something before I get into that too deeply. Okay. This is taking forever. Why is this taking? Oh, I've got to unhook something. Okay, hold on. It was picking up my Wi-Fi, and it should go hard scale. Cynthia, thanks for sharing this out. Cynthia Mann. Doing a watch party. Thank you for doing that, Cynthia. Thank you all that do the watch parties. That doesn't, I don't think, count for our viewers, but I love that you guys do that and create your own little village, if you will. Gail, always sharing out. Thank you. Thanks, Beth Hill, for sharing this out. Wow. Okay, this is breaking 38 minutes ago from Cynthia. Thank you, Cynthia. You're doing some great work out there. Appreciate you. Cynthia Binga, let me drop this over to you here. So this is there are countless examples, folks, of this fraud going on, and let's listen to this here. Let's see what's going on. But a witness has come through. And by the way, U.S. elections. You saw that. Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Got some breaking news. It's been reported. And
let me know how the audio is on that, please, guys.
It needs to be spread pretty quick. A U.S. postal worker had a trailer. He drives tractor trailer for the U.S. Postal Service. His name is Mr. Morgan.
Hold on.
He testified today. He got at a press conference.
How's that sound?
That he transported ballots across state lines from Bethpage, New York, to Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Thanks.
And it was an odd trip for him. And some things happened on that trip, and he gave a 9-minute statement. I'm going to put it right in the description. I'm going to put the press conference right there, his press conference, in the description. And I'm going to put it in the pinned comment. Watch it. Watch it if you do nothing else tonight. Up to 288,000 ballots from New York State on October 21st were transported to Pennsylvania. Early voting. These were pre-filled ballots, signatures, the whole bit. He knows how many pallets were on his trailer. He got to Pennsylvania, and things happened in Pennsylvania at the yard. He knows the trailer number of the trailer he was hauling. They didn't want to pay him. They didn't want to give him a ticket at the yard. If he doesn't have a ticket, he can't get paid. Then they made him sit for 6.5 hours in the yard. Supervisors told him, don't worry about it. Now, here's the deal. There's a trail. There's a trail here. This is, to me, it's the first piece of substantial evidence that we have. He's a credible U.S. postal worker. We have the trailer number. The work product that he was carrying crossed state lines. He knows exactly how many containers of ballots were on that truck. This is big. Like I said, to me, it's the first big, substantial piece of evidence other than a witness saying this or that happened to a few hundred ballots. Okay, this is big. It's detailed. It's 9 minutes long. See the description to this video. Right there, I'm going to put the link right off the top. Where to watch it. Watch him. Either share this video of mine that's got the link in the description and the pinned comment, or share the link after you open the link, copy the link, and put it on your Twitter and your Facebook. Please do that, okay? If you're new to this channel, subscribe to this channel. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before December the 14th. Hopefully before December the 8th, when certification starts and they start to vote on the electors for the Electoral College. I want a live stream. YouTube wants you to have 1,000 subs to use the YouTube app live stream on any.
Give this guy a like, would you guys? Just trying to get the word out. And let me take you back to where he's at.
Any device.
I know he's just talking about this guy that was on that I already have the Twitter for, but
this Android phone. So please subscribe.
Give him a like if you would. Breaking Pennsylvania USPS driver. Look at the U.S. elections.
He's credible.
That they're talking about. How they say
all you got to do,
the AP has called the presidential race for Joe Biden because this is the AP attempting to do excuse me, what they can to stop what's inevitable. By the way, this is inevitable. Now this is Jesse Morgan. Okay, now as I pull up Jesse, I'm gonna show you him real quick because you guys saw him, so I'm not gonna do the whole thing, but I just want you to see his face of this patriot here.
Of ballots loaded into my trailer. These gaylords contain plastic trays, I call them totes, but trays will work, of ballots stacked on top of each other. All the envelopes were the same size. I could see the envelopes had handwritten addresses, return addresses, and I could even tell that one was marked registered mail. That one was off to the side, all right? They were complete ballots. I didn't think much of it at the time. At Bethpage, I was first loaded with 2 tall gaylords. So picture that thing there, or this little representation here, but this tall, all right? So I was loaded with 2 tall gaylords, okay? And that were, hold on, where was I at? That had mixed mail pieces bound for
As he
Lancaster.
talks, I'm going to bring up something in front of you
These
that I want you to look at as
were
well.
loaded first because they would be the last off my trailer. The remainder of the truck was loaded with complete ballots bounded for Harrisburg. I then drove to Harrisburg with the ballots. Usually I offload in one of the 7 docks every day, but not on October 21st. I wasn't allowed to offload. That's different. Whenever I pull into Harrisburg, I go around and I get my dock and I get unloaded and then I roll out. Not that day, all right? Not that day. Instead, I was made to wait for roughly 6 hours in the yard, from 9:15 a.m. to 3 p.m. This really ticked me off, all right? Because my brother was in town. He just moved back up. And I wanted to spend some time with him. I tried to get the attention of postal workers, but no one would tell me what's going on. All of this was weird. I arrived at about the same time every day. The expediter scans all my seals and barcodes, and they unload me. But for the first time, but from the time I first arrived in Harrisburg from Bethpage, everything got weird. None of that happened. After waiting 6 hours, I went inside to figure out what's going on. I was told to wait for the transportation supervisor. This was also weird. 16 months I've been doing this. I haven't ever talked to the transportation supervisor for the United States Postal Service. I talk to an expediter. I come in, I see an expediter, that's who I deal with. If I have an issue, it's the expediter. I don't deal with anyone else but the expediter. I never talk to the United States Postal Service's transportation supervisor. Let's make that clear. I have my own transportation supervisor for the company that I work for. He's the one that gives me the details. He's the one that I listen to. I don't listen to this guy. He's the guy that would contact my boss if he needed something ran different.
Okay, I want to pause there for a second, and I want to bring this back in front of you here. This is United States versus Throckmorton, 1878. Okay, I'm not going to get into the details of this. Okay, but basically, this is basically what this law tells us. Okay, that fraud vitiates the event. Okay? This fraud, if this can be proven, this is one testimony, but if this fraud can be proven, this vitiates the election. This makes the election null and void because it shows the chain of command of illegal votes, change of transfer of illegal votes. Okay? And so we have hundreds of him. We have people that are coming out of the woodworks to say, this wasn't right. This is not the way this is supposed to happen. Our country is being stolen from us. Okay? Let me fast forward here just a little bit.
What happened on October 21st was a series of unusual events that cannot be a coincidence. I know I saw ballots with return addresses filled out. Thousands of them. Thousands. Loaded onto my trailer in New York and headed for Pennsylvania. At first, I didn't think it was a big deal. In fact, I thought it was really awesome. I really did. I was like, sweet, I'm doing something for the presidential race. You know, this is cool. But as things became weirder, I got to thinking and wondered why I was driving complete ballots from New York to Pennsylvania. I didn't know why, so I decided to speak up. And that's what I'm doing today. Thank you. So,
okay.
In total, I saw 24 gaylords.
So this is what's important to understand here, is that if one fraud can be brought back to the DNC or the Biden campaign, one act of fraud vitiates their campaign. It deletes their campaign. It makes their campaign null and void. That was a Supreme Court of the United States versus Throckmorton. So if you guys want to look that up and read it, that would be good. You could find it. United States versus Throckmorton in the Supreme Court. Okay, we covered this weeks ago. Okay, we covered this weeks ago. Now, let me go to my Facebook post from today, which is so important that we get this dialed in. Okay, thank you for that, Cynthia. That was the one that happened earlier. I thought it was maybe another one, but 288,000 illegal ballots, New York to PA, folks. That's huge. Thanks for sharing that. Now, let me get down to my post from today, and then I want to get into a little bit about the media. And let me see here. You guys are dropping my name in a lot of these posts, so I have trouble finding my mine as well. And let's see. Okay, I think it was after this. I got to figure out a way to get at that sooner. If you guys have it, you can drop it for me in Messenger, I think, if you can get to my Facebook post about this character. Okay, all right, here it is. It's coming up here. All right, I'll get to it. Okay. Kelly shared the Haspel story. Yeah, okay. Here we go. Okay. Sorry for that delay. All right, so here we go. So this is why this is so important to talk about right now. Okay. The video from Code Monkey we showed you last night on the Indoctrination exposed this man tampering with election computers in Gwinnett, Georgia. Okay, this is the man here. His name's Xavier, or Xavier, depending on how you pronounce it, Alexander Corey. Okay, Xavier Alexander Corey. All right. Now, Kellyanne dropped these pictures. Thank you, Kellyanne. And we even went in close-up last night as well. Okay, now, here's what's important to remember. I reached out to him via LinkedIn last night after the show, asking him to step forward and to not worry about his job, as there are people I know willing to financially reward him for proof of election fraud. Literally, folks, people that I'm talking to say will replace his salary for a year, okay, if somebody comes forward with proof of election fraud. So his picture was on his profile last night when I reached out to him. This morning, I went to see if I had heard from him and went to reach out to him again, and his picture had been taken off his profile on LinkedIn. Okay, now, here's what's important to understand. On his tag, okay, has a Dominion voting right down here. This is kind of trying to give you a better copy of it, okay, a better view of it. But we saw this in the video last night, okay? Code Monkey shared with us. Here's the actual close-up of it here, okay? Down here in the lower right-hand corner, you can see the Dominion voting logo with the red arrow going into the box, okay? And you can also see his name, Corey, here, and you can see a technician here, a computer technician. I believe it says, where does it say? County technician, okay? Now, here's what's important to understand about this gentleman, okay, is that when I went to contact him on LinkedIn, he works for a company called GPS Track It, which is a trucking fleet management company. Think ballots, think trucks. Where is Jesse, the man you just saw talking here, okay? He can't find his trailer. Where is the trailer, okay, that he likes so much? He can't find it. This company, GPS Track It, is a trucking fleet management company. Who knows where all the trucks carrying ballots were the night of the election and are now? Fleet management. Okay? My message I wrote to Xavier last night was about coming forward, and this is my message I wrote to him this AM. If you're watching this, Xavier, please come forward like this man and talk about what people are asking you to do. Subject, zero or hero. That's really your choice. You can either be a zero, literally, or a hero, because the people that are coming forward, this man that just came forward, Jesse, is a hero. People are already treating him like royalty because of what he's doing for our republic. Xavier, please see 307:23 mark of my broadcast last night. I left him the link. You can step out into the light of this and be on the right side of history. All those who conspired to rig this election will be going to prison. They are not your safe haven. Please reach out to me securely, the indoctrination at protonmail.com. David, Snedeheads, please share this far and wide. 64 of you shared this. Thank you. So this guy put a USB in one of the computers. He did something. He took it out. He went and put it in a laptop. Then took it out and then walked out of the room. Okay, that's what we saw last night. Okay, so that's what's so important when it comes to this election. And all we got to do is really prove one major systemically strategic act of fraud on this election, and that's going to tear down the house of cards. If they're going to go to Throckmorton, but here's the thing: we don't have to rely on one. We've got multiple actions. Okay. Now, I want to show you. Let me see here. You guys are dropping me some great stuff today. Thank you for that. And I just wish we'll hopefully be up on the other computer here tomorrow, and I won't be tied up. So let me see if I can find this. Okay. I opened it already, so I should be able to see it. I think, was it Holly? Let me see. Okay, yes, I think. No. Okay. Okay. So, Holly, I wanted to share what you shared with me today, which was awesome, by the way, because this I go here in my mind, but when you guys are able to drop things to me, and Todd and Cindy and Kellyanne and Barb, we're able to bring them to you, right? So here's what I want to share with you. This is Holly shared this with me just a little bit ago today. All right. And this is great stuff. And here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing to think about. We have the CIA. Haspel, we think she's out, but we'll find out very soon, okay? We've seen Ray, the FBI. We know he's out. I've told you about both of these people are gone. Todd feels the same. They're gone. Kellyanne, it's just a matter of time before they're gone and going to Gitmo. Okay? So we know those 2 3-letter agencies are done with in terms of the leaders. Now Barr, the jury is still out on Barr. Pun intended, by the way. Okay? Why? Barr worked for the Bushes. Does Barr know where some crimes have been committed and some bodies have been buried? Yes. Is he a good guy or a bad guy? We're about to find out. But here's something that's important to remember, okay? And this is exactly what I've been thinking about the Barr situation today. And then Holly dropped this in my lap, which was perfect. Okay? All right. Okay. Let me take you to the 17 drop, okay? Which is, let me read this. This was let me actually take you, it's an anon, okay? And it says, and it's October 29th, 2017. Some of us come here to drop crumbs, just crumbs. POTUS is 100% insulated. I'm sorry, this was before Anonymous became 17. Okay, so this was from Anonymous. Okay. I didn't see the number. That's what threw. Oh, it's 4. Okay, it's 4. All right. Let me take you there on this is a better way to do it. Let me take you to 4. Okay. All right, here we go. Some of us come here to drop crumbs, just crumbs. POTUS is 100% insulated. Any discussion suggesting he's even a target is false. POTUS will not be addressing Nation on any of these issues as people begin to be indicted and must remain neutral for pure optical reasons. To suggest this is the plan is false and should be common sense. Focus on military intelligence, state secrets, and why might that be used versus any 3-letter agency. Okay, FBI, CIA, DOJ is a 3-letter agency. Why hasn't Barr indicted anybody? Why hasn't Barr subpoenaed anybody? Why hasn't Barr investigated this with any seriousness on his part? Okay? Why? He's a 3-letter agency. Let me ask you this, from a personal perspective. Let me ask you: do you think? By the way, thank you for your support. Please support our broadcast here. Would you rather all the people that are breaking the law about this election, do you want to see court cases in the thousands over the next 4 years in the news, tying up the courts, appeals made? No, we don't want to see that. That's what we're looking at if we're talking DOJ, if we're talking 3-letter agency. Okay? Focus on military intelligence, state secrets, and why that may be used versus any 3-letter agency. This is subverting a U.S. election. This is treason. And by the way, we're going to get into this in a little bit. Dominion, we're still confirming this, but Dominion, 70% of Dominion is owned by the Chinese Communist Party. Okay? George Soros is a foreign entity. I believe he has U.S. citizenship, but the money comes from a lot of his foreign assets and so forth. Folks, this is an invasion. This is a subversion of our U.S. Republic, our Constitution, our constitutional republic. And this is treason. And that is why President Trump's election, and I'll get to that in a second, but let me go back to this drop, okay? Focus on military intelligence. What Supreme Court decision opened the door for a sitting president to activate what must be showed? Treason, we've gone over this, and a enemy combatants in the 3-letter agencies. That can be proven. Haspel's treason can be proven. Ray's treason can be proven because they are trying to protect the deep state by not releasing documentation that they should have released a long time ago. Why is POTUS surrounded by generals, military? Again, there are a lot more good people than bad, so have faith. This was a hostile takeover from an evil, corrupt network of players, not just Democrats. Don't fool yourself into thinking Obama, Soros, Roths, Clintons, etc. have more power present day than POTUS, Operation Mockingbird. That takes us back to the fake news where President Trump was pointing us to today. Patriots are in control. Sit back and enjoy the show. Are you enjoying the show? Come on. Patriots are in control. Patriots are now in control. Panic in D.C. Sit back and enjoy the show. It doesn't get better than this, folks. Well, it does, but you know what I mean in terms of the excitement, in terms of what's really going down here, okay? Military tribunals are quick and easy. We don't need 12 peers. We don't need a jury. We don't need to tie up the court system. We don't need to tie up the legal expenses of the United States of America, who are providing, public defendants for these people who have committed treason against the United States of America. Even U.S. citizens can be tried in a military tribunal if they have conspired with a foreign entity to take over our elections. Folks, these are going to be military tribunals. This is what's going down right now. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Enjoy the show, damn it, Big Papa says. Yes. Enjoy the show. Boom, boom, boom. Folks, this is unbelievable. I want you to be excited about what's happening. I want you to be fueled by what's happening. I'm excited. I am fueled. I don't want you to be down. I don't want you to let any of this negative energy that we're being bombarded with to get you down. We're better than that. This is why we've done what we've done. This is why we're going down these roads that we're going down right now, so that we can better navigate our path forward. Okay? Patriots are now in control. Then, on this drop that Holly shared with me, it goes to 26. Okay, let me take you to 26. Very simple. Where's 26? Let me get to 26. November 1st, 2017, folks. This is how we know they were able to look into the future. Think about it logically. The only way is the military, fully controlled, save and spread. Once 11.3 verifies as first marker, biggest advance drop on politics. Once 11.3 verifies as first marker. We got to talk more about that. But here's the other thing from our absolutely lovely hold on, Holly. Oh, going the wrong way. Sorry. Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. The only way is the military, fully controlled, save and spread. Don't worry about Bill Barr's announcement on election fraud by Dr. Russell McGregor. Rudy countered with the following statement. Looks like the DOJ, FBI have left the investigation to the U.S. military, which is a good thing because military tribunals are way, way quicker. That was from Rudy, supposedly. I haven't seen that yet. Okay. Lynn Wood. Perhaps I should have kept my powder dry on Bill Barr until he speaks formally or issues a press release. The AP article is likely propaganda. I know for a fact it contains a number of false statements about Sidney Powell and her investigation. We'll see. This is what's really important. This was the interview from this weekend. Retired 3-star General McInerney calls for President Trump to invoke Insurrection Act, suspend habeas corpus, declare martial law, and initiate mass arrests under military authority. Retired 3-star General McInerney calls for President Trump to do this. Okay? And because, you know, a 3-star general, folks, when was the last time you've heard a 3-star general calling for a president of the United States to suspend habeas corpus and declare martial law? When? This guy is a patriot. This guy is on Flynn's team. And this guy is saying this is the way it's got to be done. Why? Because we are absolutely, and the president is in his right to do so. Set condition 1SQ for strategic missile launch. This was a path we went down a while ago. This is Red October. Dan, USCG, U.S. ships in position, ready, set. Okay? This is John Wick. Military vessels posted up currently. These ain't no cruise ships, people. And it looks like it's got the positioning of all of these ships. Now, this is Finland, Estonia. We know that General Flynn was just in. Thank you for that, Holly. Amazing work on your part finding that stuff. We know that General Flynn was in the Netherlands recently. Yeah. Okay. He was in the Netherlands. What's going on over there, right? What's going on in the Netherlands? That's really important. I love that meme, by the way. Why do you have to stick a Q-tip halfway up someone's brain when a drop of spit can infect someone from 6 feet away? Yeah, how about that, folks? Okay, here we go. Now, let me see. Let me take you. Oh, I did want to see. Now, we've heard Haspel's been arrested. We don't know this to be true, but, you know, again, we like to deal in speculation, and we also like to deal in fact, yeah? And then we like to do both, but we like to absolutely let you know when it's speculation and what's fact. Okay, so the arrest of Barack Obama, pure speculation. The arrest of Gina Haspel, pure speculation. However, we did get a secondhand account of that, and I'm trying to remember who sent me that. And if you sent me that, please send it again, because it got buried in my messenger. I get a lot of messages from you guys. I love it, but it's hard to always find the stuff we're looking for. Let me see if I can find it offhand. So this was from Rick, but this was from Lynn Wood. So information being received now that Communist China purchased Dominion Voting in October 8th for $400 million. Efforts underway to verify. If true, this confirms other evidence that communists intended to overthrow our government to get our precious land, not on our watch. Now, I believe that is a legitimate Lynn Wood account. At L. Lynn Wood. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Rick, for that. Appreciate that. Rick Zakaris. So that's huge, okay? Because that we know that the Chinese are trying to get us, you know, the only way they can. They cannot conquer us militarily, folks. They cannot invade this country. We have, and by the way, neither can our own government, neither can our own military invade our own country. Okay? We have 190 million gun owners. 30 million of those are former military, now veterans, that probably 20 million of them are still in fighting shape, and they're patriots. And you've got police officers, and you've got hunters, and we have hunters in 3 states in the United States are the largest army in the world. Hunters in 3 states are the largest army in the world, including China. You cannot conquer the United States of America, folks. That's why they've been trying to get our guns, because that's what they did with every population in the 20th century that ended in genocide, was they took the guns away from them. Okay? That's not going to happen here. It's not going to happen here. Because they won't take our guns. And here's the other thing I want to tell you. Okay? Here's the vote count. Hold on one sec. I want to do a few more things, and then I want to interact with you a little more. Here's the vote count as we see it. As I see it. Let me speak for myself. We've seen that the numbers from what was found in Germany show that President Trump got 410 electoral votes. 410 electoral votes. Okay? Now, I think he got between 82 and 84 million votes. And I think Biden got somewhere in the 20s. Maybe up into 30s. I think it's that big of a landslide. All right. Many people agree. Many people think that as well. Many Snedeheads as well. Okay, so let's think about that a second. All right. Why? Why did he get that many votes? All right. I want you to think about this yourself, because we're going to come up with a lot of different answers, and you can even put them down. I'd love to see some of your answers, okay? What percentage would have voted Republican if it was, I don't know, anybody else, okay? Ted Cruz, Jeb Bush, whatever, okay? There's a certain amount of those that would have voted Republican no matter what, okay? What number do you think that was, all right? What number do you think that was? Plus, what number do you think voted because they saw the job that Donald Trump did the first 4 years, the first 3.5 years, and wanted him to continue on? Then you have the people that are, and I'm just talking about the surface stuff, like the taxation, drop in taxation, and all this stuff that any president could have done, okay? And what number are those people that think he's going to, want him back in? Then you've got the ones that understand 17. And that's become larger and larger worldwide as well. But how many that understand the link to 17 and understand that he is taking out the cabal? Okay, those are the awake. Those aren't just the ones that think Trump's doing a great job. But they're the ones that think that President Trump, along with the Q team, is disassembling the deep state cabal that is trafficking humans and children. Okay? That's a whole nother level. What number do you think that is? Okay, so there's really 3 numbers there. People that would have voted Republican, maybe that, they'll vote Republican no matter what. Maybe that number's like 30 million. Then the people that think he did a great job, maybe another 30 million. And then the people that know he's taking out the cabal, maybe that's like 22, 24 million. Okay? That's for example. All right? The people, let's call it the second 20 that love what he's doing and about freedom and getting back to our sovereignty, and the second 30, and then the 20, 22, 24 that are familiar with 17. Now we're talking about just about 62 to 64 million. Okay. If President Trump ever forces a vaccine or allows the states to force a vaccine in his second term, you will see those numbers plummet in support of our president. And I'm one of them. Okay? If President Donald Trump ever takes away our sovereignty as citizens, as human beings on this planet, in this particular country, if he ever takes away our sovereignty, I will be first in line to see about, completely taking him out of office. But I don't believe that's going to happen. I've told you all along, I don't think he's ever going to force a vaccine, and I know many of you are concerned about that. If for no other reason, 190 million gun owners, that's not going to happen, because that's tyrannical action against your population. And although we're putting up with it now, we also know who's doing that. You see, the people that are putting up with all this nonsense that's happening right now, we know things are changing. We know President Trump is going to get back in office, is going to remain in office, I should say. And then we're taking out the deep state, and things are going to shift in this country and on this planet. Okay? I'm not voting for Donald Trump. I didn't vote for Donald Trump twice because of his fiscal abilities. Okay? And I'm not going to be satisfied with the fact that we have lower taxes and things are going. Bring in Nasara, bring in Jasara, drain the swamp, get rid of the evil parasites on this planet once and for all. Have accountability, have sovereignty, and we move on into a whole new paradigm. That's the only thing that works for me. Lowering taxes, I'm sorry, fuck off. Okay? We're not paying taxes to private bankers anymore. We're not paying income tax anymore. Fuck off. All right? This isn't about getting 5% lower taxes. Fuck off. We're not paying taxes. We're not paying taxes to private bankers who illegally took control of our absolute sovereignty as human citizens on this planet in the United States of America in 1913 by invoking the Federal Reserve Act and enslaving us in debt for every dollar created. It was a debt instrument that we were on the hook for. We're not doing that. We're not playing that fucking game. Fuck off. We're stepping into a whole new paradigm. We're not paying income taxes. We're not putting up with forced injections. We're not putting up with forced anything. This is a paradigm shift. We're taking out these sons of bitches that have been stealing children, raping, killing them, harvesting their organs, the ones that have been promoting abortion so they can sell baby parts. We've already caught them doing that. David Snedeker got them on video bartering, negotiating money and Lamborghinis for children's body parts. Wrap your head around that one. And Kamala Harris, that these stupid son of a bitches on the left just voted for vice president, is the one that instead of putting the people in Planned Parenthood that were actually selling baby parts, instead of putting them in prison, which is illegal, by the way, and she was the attorney general in California. So not only was that illegal, but it was illegal that she didn't put them in prison. And now she's vice president, running for the vice president of the United States, that son of a bitch. Are you shitting me? and they put David Deladen behind bars. The FBI raided David Deladen's hard drives and he's a filmmaker. He's a filmmaker. And they went after the filmmaker instead of the people that were literally selling baby parts. And you wonder why the left wouldn't allow funding to come to you and me as aid package for the coronavirus relief fund unless Planned Parenthood got money, unless they stopped the border building of the wall because they needed the human trafficking. They need the baby parts. They need the adrenochrome. Do you understand who's controlling our planet and who we're about to take out and who we're actually taking out now? This isn't an election. This is an attempt by the Illuminati, the deep state that have been in control of this planet as long as you and I have been alive. This is their attempt at taking back control that they lost to Donald John Trump and the Q team, and that have been slowly dismantling every aspect of their power structure. And they will do anything they can to stop this from occurring again. If Trump gets back into office, the Chinese Communist Party goes bye-bye. The Chinese Communist Party, I just read this today in the Epoch Times, folks. If you're not getting the Epoch Times, reach out to the Epoch Times. Let them know I sent you. All right? Maybe I'll get a free free subscription. The Epoch Times, folks. All right? Let me find it. The Chinese economy is on the brink of collapse with a loaded debt crisis engulfing local governments and state-owned enterprises, according to Chinese media reports. Okay? And that's what they're telling people. You know, the Chinese Communist Party is notorious for not releasing that kind of information. The Chinese Communist Party, under the Donald Trump trade agreement, can't survive. That's why they bought Dominion voting systems. That's why they printed up the ballots. 17 told us they printed up the ballots. 17 told us they printed up the ballots. And Jesse just drove them from New York to Pennsylvania. 17 told us what happened. We knew they printed the ballots. This is no mystery. This was a setup to expose all of those who mean to do us harm and to take away your vote and my vote and install Joe Biden, who's already paid for and bought by the CCP. Same with Kamala Harris. She's a puppet on a string. These people are puppets for the Soroses, for the CCP. If Trump doesn't stay in office, and he will, but if they were successful in getting him out of office, we don't have our country anymore. China does. That's the reality of what we're facing. That's the harsh reality. Joe Biden has no control. No control. He is a puppet, and he won't be there long because he's sick. Okay? Yeah, and CCP is giving Australia a hard time at the moment, Barbara. Yeah, because Australia is owned by the CCP and controlled by CCP right now. But that's not going to be the case once President Trump gets back in office. Just know that. Australia will get back to the people. Trump's not going to leave you guys hanging. Okay? He knows what's going on. 17 knows what's going on. This will not stand, folks. This too will not stand around the planet. They're all going down. We've got hundreds of thousands of sealed indictments, folks, of these people that are going to be put away. Okay, that's good. Got a little shake here. My Purium shake, folks. I'm getting off food. I'm going to be on a 10-day cleanse and a 30-day cleanse. Please reach out to Stephanie Dawn and look into, you can find her on Facebook, and ask her about Purium. And I'm shifting my diet. That's what I was dealing with this weekend. I was going through a healing crisis because I was already getting glyphosate out of my system. Glyphosate is poison that we all have in our system. This is the only product I've found that will get it out of your system, all organic. It will change your life. It's changed the life of many. And we sold over $12,000 worth of products to the Snedheads this past weekend. Thank you all for doing that. You made me like some executive or something. And you supported this broadcast. So please know that if you're buying Purium, you don't feel like you need to donate. You're donating to the broadcast. Thank you very much. Let me see. Yeah, China has spent a lot of money, folks. They need to get us out. They need to get us out of office. I want to go to you guys now and answer any questions you have or anything that you wanted me to cover that I didn't cover yet. David, we love you. Thank you, Shelley. I love you too. Thanks so much. Facebook is starting to glitch after that rant. I had a feeling, honestly, and about in the middle of that rant because something happened to my Facebook. And then I thought, yeah, I'm probably saying some words that I shouldn't be saying. This is America, people. We have a First Amendment right. And that goes away without Donald Trump. And that goes away without you and me. There's a reason why 17 has communicated to us. They need us in this fight. They need us in this fight. Don't sit on your ass. Okay? I've asked you many times. Don't I'm not friending people that are like doing a bunch of selfies of themselves and sharing a bunch of key lime pie recipes. Okay? I've befriended warriors. People that have children and have families that want to protect them, want to provide a future for them. That's why I'm doing this. I want to provide a future for the children on this planet, and I want to protect the children on this planet and provide a future for all of us. And I know you want that too. I know you want that too. Okay, so, I did tell you I was going to go over some things. Let me see what's okay, hold on. Kellyanne sent Saudi Arabia video sent by Janita Joy, her friend in Saudi Arabia, sent it. The whole world knows Trump really did win. Yes. No question about it, guys. No question about it. Yeah, so the $400 million, thanks for this, Kellyanne, because I was looking for this earlier. The $400 million was, I'm going to bring this up for you. Here, let me pull it up on this. You need to see this. By the way, guys, we're at about, 2,500, 2,600 people live. Welcome. My name is David Snedeker. This is the Indoctrination. If you'd like to, you can support our broadcast. And you can also invite your friends. We've got a great community here. Love to welcome some new folks. Brady is asking me to look up 309. Okay, hold on. Sometimes it goes too fast. Let's see. Thank you, Terry. Appreciate you. David, you are awesome. Type and search A1113, AAC. Sheila W., what is AAC? What are you wanting me to search AAC for, please? And Brady, I'll look up Q309. Brady, by the way, would you let me know why? Always like to know why you want me to look something up. Happy to do it. But I want to Let me see. I got to get some new headsets. These are bothering me. Excuse me. I think it was 309, right? And then I'm going to pull up what I was looking at with Kelly for Kelly. Justice. Yep, justice. That's what's coming. Let me bring it. That's 309. Justice. We pulled this up the other night, too, with Todd, just last night. That was at the bottom of a long, long string of the 339 string, I believe. 639. Then we went 369. Justice. That's huge. Excuse me. And then I'll do 113 because you guys asked, somebody asked for 113. And I'll do that. And, sorry. Hold on. There's no 31,000 yet. And I don't want there to be because I want this to all be over. November 5th, 2017, social media platforms, top 10 shareholders of Facebook, Twitter, Reddit. Why is Saudi Arabia relevant? MSM, controlling stakes in NBC, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, CNN. Investors in Fox News. Why is this relevant? What is Operation Mockingbird active? Who is Anderson Cooper? Background. Why is this relevant? Snow White, Godfather 3, Speed. Okay. So just a quick decode of this. Many of you guys already know this because we've been down 113 many, many times. Anderson Cooper was he was the son of Gloria Vanderbilt. We believe their basement in North Carolina of their mansion was the inspiration for the portraits taken of children being tied up, which is on the wall of Tony Podesta, John Podesta's brother and lobbyist in Creepazoid. Operation Mockingbird, as you know, is the CIA operation of control over the media. Back in 1975, the Church Commission revealed that through William Colby, the director at the time, and who was later killed out on a canoe, chasing a ball, not like chasing a ball like the Kennedys' cabal, which Todd figured out, but that we found out at the time that there were 400 assets, meaning people that were being paid in the mainstream media. That was in 1960s and 70s. So we know this is the case. So this is going to be a nice segue into what I'm going to show you with the Project Veritas stuff on let me pull that up to get ready for that, and we'll get to James O'Keefe here shortly. And I'll show you that. That's going to be amazing. You're going to blow away. I'm going to play those videos for you. If you haven't heard them, they're huge. And it shows CNN with their pants down, basically. Okay, and they use 9/11, folks. It's unbelievable how this deep state will use dead people, folks. Literally, use dead people to get what they want. Think about that for a second. People that are dead, their names are being used, have been used in this 2020 election. Okay. Hold on a sec. Okay, here's as we I'll pull that up here in a second, but I wanted to go back to Kelly Ann's, and so I want to pull it up so you guys can see it. I was going to read it to you, but I want you to be able to see it. And again, the speed here should be fixed by Thursday's show. Okay. Thank you, Kellyanne. I know you're not feeling well, so I appreciate you dropping this stuff for me. Hope you guys are feeling better. Yeah, I'm still waiting on this to pop up. Well, let me read it to you, since I can't get it to you here. So this is from Kevin McCullough at KMC Radio. So Big Tweet nuked the account that first posted this, but I will link here the SEC form that's on file for the sale. So basically, what do you call it? Twitter at Jack nuked the account that first came out with this. And this is China paid $400 million to own at Dominion Voting. We believe just this past October. Okay. SEC filings, the parent company of Dominion Voting Systems received $400 million from an investment bank in Switzerland. That is 75% owned by the Chinese government. Okay? The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission Form D, State Street Capital, name of issuer. Hold on a second. I'm going to pull it up so you can see it here because I finally got to it. Okay. By the way, State Street Capital, folks. Hold on. State Street Capital is one of the owners of the Federal Reserve Bank of the United States. They keep their names away from it. We know their names based on G. Edward Griffin's book, The Creature from Jekyll Island, that he wrote many years ago. And I'm going to get G. Edward Griffin on the broadcast. But basically, he figured out who was at Jekyll Island. But since then, they've taken the names out of it, and we don't know who owns the Federal Reserve, but we do know that these banks, like State Street Bank right here, is part owner. So we know the corporations that own it, but not necessarily the actual people. All right. So this is State Street Capital Bank. It's hard to see here. I'm sorry. Blew it up for you there a little bit. And so this is the 1290 Avenue of the Americas, 10th floor. Last name's Stephen Owens. Okay. And Hutan Gabuzad, can't pronounce that. Okay. Pooled investment fund, private equity fund. So they're getting down to the nitty gritty of this. And I don't think they have the rest of it. Where's the rest of this? Okay. New notice, equity, UBS Securities. Okay. 1285 Avenue of the Americas. The general partner of the issuer reserves the right to offer a greater or lesser amount of limited partner interest. The total offering amount, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this, but I'll take you to this one I'm reading here. No, that's not it. Okay, down here at the bottom. All right. The total offering amount and total remaining to be sold are aggregated together with the issuer and its relative parallel fund. All right. This is not cooperating. All right, here we go. Okay, general partner, State Street Capital, the signature, name of issuer. All right, so they're getting to the bottom of this. It doesn't look like they're there yet, but they're getting closer on this. Okay. Oh, by the way, also the Democrat governors were paid by China as well, folks. This was all a big, when you realize that the level of COVID that has been unleashed upon us and the actual ridiculousness of this whole thing, it's going to blow your mind how deep this goes. All right. And by the way, anybody on the left that isn't calling for a fair election just is so indoctrinated because they don't even know it's not a fair election. Let me take you to James O'Keefe. Let me take you to, here it is. Let me pull it over here. Now, James O'Keefe, as you know, let me see. Oh, wow. Okay. I got to see where this is to see if they've been removed. Okay, here we go. I'm going to play a few of these for you. All right, here we go. Let me play this one for you. Here we go. This is James O'Keefe, who basically not broke into, but was able to get on the call with CNN's brass here. Let me show you this.
CNN says on Jeff Zucker's 9 a.m. editorial conference call how they, the Democratic Party, powerful interest groups, may determine how CNN will cover Trump not conceding the presidential election.
I just want to underscore something that Michael said earlier about the transition and Trump, because I've been talking to a lot of people this morning on both sides, and I just keep hearing the same thing, both from Republicans who have not come out to congratulate Biden, but also to those who have in the Democrats, and that is that we have to be, news organizations have to be very careful and very responsible about not giving Trump too much of a platform on his not conceding, because they feel the transition can go forward. And, other than the national security briefings, which are critical to start now, they just don't want us to exaggerate that Trump isn't leaving office. And I'm going to have a lot of specific reporting on that later today, but just big picture wanted to underscore what Michael had said.
Yep, agreed.
On the issue of why it's important to get the transition going right, the 9/11 report talks about one of the problems was that the trouble that was brewing got lost during the transition. So if you want a good concrete example of what happens when you don't have a good transition, go look at the Twin Towers.
Yeah. So I think that's an important point. I think it was discussed a little bit yesterday in terms of national security. I think it's really important to raise again. I would encourage folks to think about, that 9/11 Commission report and the lack of transition.
Yeah, folks, using 9/11 as a strategic tool to disinform the population, that's what CNN is all about. Make no mistake about that. And by the way, Zucker, he's a pawn. Listen to this here. This is James O'Keefe, real patriot.
Pandemic funeral directors. Hello everyone, James O'Keefe at Project Veritas. We just released a video today about the COVID pandemic funeral directors.
You're padding statistics.
Funeral directors talking about padding the statistics from COVID deaths, but one of our people at Project Veritas was on TweetDeck, and he caught Twitter. This video is embedded. He caught Twitter padding the retweets. Watch this. It changes from 6,300 to immediately 5,900 on the retweets. He caught the video. He caught Twitter red-handed reducing the number of retweets of our COVID video. Jack Dorsey, what are you doing? Hello, everyone. James O'Keefe at Project Veritas. We just released the video today about the COVID pandemic funeral directors.
So this is big tech, folks. This is an attack by big tech on those that are spreading truth out there. James O'Keefe is an example in this situation. But Todd and I caught Facebook doing it to this broadcast the other night. When we had 10 times, 20 times the amount of numbers that Facebook was showing on our broadcast. Okay? Because if Twitter can keep this down, now that's an old video. It just happens to be pinned. So my apologies. I thought it was going to be about the Zucker and the CNN crew. Okay, but the what? Hold on. So what they're doing obviously is the less exciting they can make something look, the less trending, the more they can control what people look at, because they know that people will look at the things that that we're doing. But if they make it look like it's not popular, I mean, let's face it. People come into one of my Facebook groups and they say 638 people watch, and they're like, "Oh, what the hell's going on? What's so exciting? What's maybe I should check this out." If they come in and there's 5 people here, they're going to move on. Except the ones, by the way, and you know who you are, who were watching me on the beach or in my backyard, doing what I'm doing right now without all this technical stuff, just talking, 400 episodes ago plus. So I wanted to show you guys that. That was really key. Now I want to get back to you. I want to get back to the chat and see what other questions you might have, and see how what trouble we can get into here. I do want to show this too. This is pretty good. I'm not crazy about this dude, but let me see if I can find him. Hold on. Bear with me here. Bear with me here, folks. Okay. Matt Getz. Let me see what he's got here. And then I'll get back to you guys. Oh, this is interesting. Let me see this. Let me just play this. I don't know exactly what it is, but
become politicized. It's no different than any other government agency now in Washington. They want to seize power by helping their friends and going out. Thank you both. More happy to straight up.
Wow, he just cut off Hannity just cut off Matt Getz to go to commercial. Yeah. That's your news right there, folks. Okay? When you cut off a US congressman in the middle of sentence to go to a commercial. That there you go. Fox News. Here, yeah, I won't go there. As for a few donations, we offer some products, and two times a show, 3 times a show maybe. And there you're cutting off, I do want to show you our website. I'm very proud of it, and very proud of Eric Swanson. This was the website I wanted all along. One that could connect with, let me show you this real quick. One that could connect with all the work. I'm going to show you a couple things here. Here's the show index, okay? Barbara did so many of these, and some of you joined in, and you can find many shows. Q in reverse. That was August 6, 2020, when Todd figured out that Q was going in reverse. Okay, the Beirut drones on Evergreen and Wayfair. We actually exposed the drone strike. We saw the strike of the bomb that blew up Beirut. I haven't seen that anywhere. It's got 117,000 views on YouTube. But you can see all this stuff, and if you pull up one, you can see opening statement, Howie Mandel's coded 3D Wayfair bag, check your code, a place to call home, Angela Merkel Hitler theory, IBM, Prescott Bush, and if you click on that, that'll take you right to the spot where that topic is. Okay? Now, a lot of people haven't utilized this, but I will tell you, this is a treasure trove of information. And when you start to utilize this, and by the way, the only reason this is taking so long, and won't take your computer this long, is because my computer is handling broadcasting to 2,500 people right now, and that's a little much for this particular computer, and so that's why it's taking so long. But there you see me in the old studio in front of my fireplace. Okay. Wearing my old hat and same glasses, okay? So you can find this, and then you could listen in on that, all right? So I want to show you this because so much work went into this, okay? Sydney and Todd, Mr. Tesla, Cindy's Q Goodwill story, so a lot of cool stuff here in the show index, okay? I want to show you the market and this is going to grow, by the way, this week. But if you go here and you click on Purium, you can go to my link and find products on Purium if you ever need to know. It's Snedecation is the code name. That's the coupon code that'll get you a lot of money off. Snedecation with a capital S. This is a detox project that tells you about all the glyphosate in our system. La Vida Bella Olive Oil Company. Jana is just this wonderful Snedhead, beautiful lady who has this amazing product. I had this stuff over the holidays. I shared it with my family. Jana, they loved it. Thank you for the gift of sending me this. Folks, this is a small business owner, organic materials, organic olive oil from Italy. We're going to have Jana on. She does amazing work. It's incredible. The taste is incredible. If you love balsamic vinaigrette, if you love balsamic vinegar, if you love hot sauce, Todd, Cindy, and I love the hot sauce. Obviously, dear Jasmine and her Saint Solutions and her father Jim, my good friend, both good friends, create this incredible silver water that is good for so much. Dismay Coin Company, folks, Trump coins, Q coins, real silver, high quality silver, great products, great company, real patriots. You can find out any more about that stuff as you're shopping for people, for gifts and so forth. We ask you to go there first, and we're also gonna bring you even more stuff from Snedheads. We got some books coming. We've got some other products that are going to help us with solutions to what some of the things we're dealing with. Okay, let me get back to you guys. I want to address some of your questions and see what you're up to. There you are. There's our numbers right there, looking awesome. All the different groups, and let me find the chat. Where did your guys' chat go? I lost the chat here. And by the way, guys, just a real special shout out to Kritiana, who did an initial website, and then Eric, who had transferred it over to this website, and all the work on those videos by Barbara and team and Eric. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Let me go to the Restream chat, see how you guys are doing. So this is what it looks like when I'm looking at you guys, as you saw earlier when I was on my rant. I've got YouTube and Facebook and Twitch. Okay, and Code Monkey hinting at more Moabs incoming. Good. Awesome, Mike. Glad to hear that. Let me see. Oh, and Pete, thank you for dropping that, brother. The donations, if you guys want to donate. We're also, we got to help Todd and Cindy. We want to help Kellyanne. So please keep those coming, folks. And we're trying to support each other here. And there's not a lot to go around. Although we're changing this. Teddy just dropped Code Monkey. Let me take you there real quick. Thanks for that, Teddy. Let me see. Rumors of another proverbial Moab incoming. Okay. The last Moab, by the way, guys, was the guy we saw that I reached out to on LinkedIn. Okay. That we saw actually, doing the messing with the votes. Okay. I know this is what. So this is what we're seeing here with the Chinese Communist Party, folks. Okay, this is what this 2020 election basically looks like. Okay, I love this. Look at that. Is that fabulous or what? Of course, remember he's got an ankle boot on. Okay, there you go. There's your there's a little treat for you. Okay. So Moab coming, Code Monkey. I've also reached out to Code Monkey. I've asked him to come on the broadcast, and let me see. And I hope he takes me up on that. Love to have Ron on and talk to him about this. Let me see. Let me get back to your comments here. There we go. All right. Okay. There we go. Kelly, I wonder how many medical doctors know and are a part of corrupt pharma. I think there's a lot of medical doctors that are just... Remember this, folks. The indoctrination is strongest upon those who are most exposed to the indoctrination. Who goes to school, the ultimate indoctrination, longer than anybody? Doctors. Who are in a position where they think they need to be taught something they don't know longer than anybody? Doctors. Who took control over the med schools, hospitals, and universities back in the 20s and 30s? Rockefeller. Rockefeller has no interest in what's best for the people. Rockefeller actually killed his employees. Okay? And he needed to change his image. And so they said, donate a bunch of money. So he decided to donate the money, but control those who he was donating it to. And Bill Gates has picked up on that in the modern era. So many doctors just are simply indoctrinated into the system and don't know what they don't know. And we have held them to too high of a standard, too high of an elevated status, almost like we care about what a movie actor thinks. Come on, people. We sit around and we have Oscar parties, and we sit and we listen to these people who all they do for a living is read from a script, memorize a script, and emote emotions that we are emoting every single day, and we look up to them as if they know what the hell they're talking about. No. I know a lot of actors, folks. Okay? I live in Hollywood. They can read a script. That's about it. Now, not to disparage actors, because there's some incredibly bright actors. There's incredible. But what I'm talking about is we should not elevate them to a status which they have not earned. Okay? In an age of accountability, you're going to have to put up or shut up. You're going to have substance behind you. Most of these actors are as thin as the facade of an old Western town. And so we elevate these doctors that they can do whatever they, that they know everything. They don't. There's so much that doctors don't know, but they won't admit it because they have to keep up this stigma, and they've convinced themselves that they're holier than thou and more knowledgeable than thou. They aren't. Okay? I found that out when I had back injury back in college, and I basically taught myself about my back, and I realized that most doctors didn't know anything about the back. Okay? So some of them are, good intent. Most of them, I think, are good intention. Okay. Let's see. Looking Facebook Messenger, Sherry. Hold on. I just lost it, Sherry, but I'll look in Facebook Messenger. I lose some of the tweets as we go, or some of the comments as we go down. But let me look in Messenger here. Let me close some of these down. That'll help run things here. Here we go. And let me go to Messenger. How you guys doing tonight? I'll probably wrap this up before too long. This is I'm on a kind of a breakneck pace here. And, oh man, I got a lot of stuff. All right. Folks, just so you know, I don't need to show you. You guys know. I get crushed. Let me see. Christy, you got something for me. I want to make sure I check in with you. Okay, here's Sherry. Let me go to Sherry, and then I'll come back to Christy. Cheers, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Folks, we're the tip of the spear here. Know that. I mean, what you're doing, the things that you're looking into, the things that you're researching, you're on point here, folks. All right? And that's what I want more than anything. I don't want you just listening to me blindly and going about your day. I want you digging. I want you challenging. I want you questioning. Lawyer for Laws. Kelly dropped this for me as well. Sometimes I wonder if I have a sixth sense. I posted earlier that Joe Biden is a shell for Obama's third term due to all the Obama retreads Joe is putting into his cabinet. I just found this. Okay, let's pull this up here. Just love this guy. Just kidding.
What you know now, do you wish like you had a third term? And I used to say, you know what, if I could make an arrangement where I had a stand-in, a front man or front woman, and they had an earpiece in, and I was just in my basement in my sweats looking through the stuff, and then I could sort of deliver the lines, but somebody else was doing all the talking and ceremony. Wow. I'd be fine with that. What you know now, do you wish like you had a third term? And I used to say, you know what, if I could make an arrangement where I had a stand-in, a front man or front woman, and they had an earpiece in, and I was just in my basement in my sweats.
By the way, Stephen Colbert, okay, he's going down, folks. Let me explain something to you. More people will be watching David Snedeker in 2021 than Stephen Colbert. I promise you that. Okay? Unless people want to watch the security camera at Gitmo. Because make no mistake about it, folks, these are not just, oh, I didn't know. That's not going to fly. These people are actors, and they are reading from a teleprompted script. Some of them are talented enough to go off script, but they are within parameters which have been designed by them, and they mustn't go outside those parameters lest they be dethroned like Bill Maher was done by ABC back when he was talking about Building 7, and ABC said you can't talk about the third building that went down on that day of the morning of 9/11. You can't talk about the third building because the third building was clearly imploded by detonation because no planes hit it, and there were just a few little tiny fires in it, and it was clearly controlled demolition. By the way, also backed up by architects and engineers for 9/11 Truth. Thousands upon thousands of engineers have signed their John Hancock on a document that could have ended their career. Okay? Let me take you there real quick, because this is important. Architects and engineers for 9/11 Truth. All right. Okay. This was created by Richard Gage, and he's a true patriot. You see Richard Gage right here. He's a true patriot who basically got his fellow architects and engineers together and said, let's talk World Trade Center buildings and Building 7 and the Twin Towers. And they basically got all these architects and engineers to sign a document saying that it's obvious that this, from a technical standpoint, from an engineering standpoint, from an architectural perspective, experts, over 3,000, are demanding new investigation of the World Trade Center destruction. Look at how many, 3367, almost 30,000 members of the public are asking for this. Family members are asking for this. Why? Because they've proven that this could not have happened the way that we were told it could happen. Okay? So guess what? Then you've got people like this clown.
Looking through the stuff.
Okay? Stephen Colbert is his real name, but he decided to go with Colbert because it sounds prettier. Okay? His name is fraudulent. So people like this clown, who, the one I was talking about, Bill Maher, started talking about Building 7, and ABC fired him. And he didn't come back on mainstream television until he tucked his leg between his tail between his red shoed laden legs and feet, and walked back into mainstream television and never mentioned Building 7 ever again. Just like Sean Hannity, who we saw earlier, who was a shill, who cut away from Matt Gaetz to do a commercial so that he could, buy his suits, publish his books, go on his speaking tours, and make all this money, millions upon millions. When he started asking questions about Seth Rich, they said, you can't do that. And so they fired him from Fox, or sent him home, and he couldn't come back until he said, I won't talk about Seth Rich anymore. Hasn't mentioned him once since. What, he couldn't say, fuck you, Fox News? I'm going to go do what Dave Snedeker's doing. And I'll get millions of viewers overnight because of my name. And I will forge my own way. And I will ask the questions about Seth Rich because they're questions that need to be asked as a real journalist, as a real citizen, as a real human on this planet. That was a patriot who gave his life for that election, to show that the DNC and Hillary Clinton were cheating in 2016 with the kind of software that's still being used today. What if Sean Hannity started really asking those questions back then instead of caving like the shill that he is for the money that he's getting? Don't talk to me about Fox News and tell me what a great job they're doing. Fuck Fox News. And this dude, he's a sellout. All those guys are. And he needs 13 writers to be as funny as he is. I'm funnier than this dude. I'm more integrous than this dude. And in 2021, I will have more viewers than this asshole. Unless you want to watch the security cams at Gitmo, because that's where he's going, because he's a part of this. He's a part of the cover-up. All these guys are. They are just as criminal as the actual criminals doing the deeds. The ones covering up are absolutely complicit in this. They're absolutely a part of this. Jeff Zucker is going to Gitmo. He has lied to the American population, the world population, in order to continue the destruction of our children and the robbing of us of our children. This will not stand in a new society. And former President Barry Soetoro, Barack Obama. Why isn't anybody calling him Barry Soetoro? That's his name, folks. Okay? That was his name for decades. Decades. And by the way, he broke the bar of the state of Illinois because you have to report any aliases, and he didn't report Barry Soetoro as an alias. He has been running a shadow government with Valerie Jarrett less than a mile from the White House, folks. That's exactly what you're seeing right here is exactly what is going on with Joe Biden. And anybody that was going to be in that position would have been controlled by the Clinton, Obama, crime family, basically. But they're controlled by Soros and China. So it's just, it's a joke. But that's good stuff. Thanks for sharing that. More on this. I wanted to go to Christie's. Kellyanne shared that, and okay. So Christy was sharing Ron. Wow. Nice. And was this another one, Christy, on CNN? Let me see. Let me see what you got here.
Going through all these hundreds of hours of Jeff Zucker's phone calls at CNN here.
Good morning, everybody.
Just so much tape. So much tape.
Morning. Okay, obviously...
Hundreds of hours.
We have an incredible story on our hands.
We sure do. And we're going through all this tape, and we're putting it in the timeline. We're listening to Zucker talking to his staff, assigning projects, talking about politics. A lot to go through. What's the hashtag, Eric?
CNN Tapes.
CNN Tapes. Hashtag CNN Tapes. And the website is?
ExposeCNN.com.
ExposeCNN.com, where our staff is hard at work going through all these phone calls that Jeff Zucker unfortunately had. There was someone who kind of leaked to us a lot of these things. So there may be a mole in your midst. Get ready. More to come. 7 o'clock tonight.
Oh, by the way, this dude, okay, James O'Keefe, is doing some incredible work. And I went off on, what's his name? Another comedian. Who's sold out. I'll think of his name. You guys let me know. You know who I went off on. Please let me know in the comments. And I want to go to Twitter, and I want to show you the hashtag Guys, if you don't follow me on Twitter, go to Twitter at Dave Snedeker, at Dave Snedeker. CNN tapes, it is trending, folks. CNN tapes. Okay. More tapes dropping tomorrow. Also, exposecnn.com. I went on this earlier today and signed up. Basically, you can just go in and you can sign your name and your email. That's all. Just put your first name, your email, send me the calls, and they'll send you the calls in your inbox. This is the way James is able to get around, censorship of Twitter and all that, because he can get it right to your inbox. Okay. Teddy, go back to Code Monkey. Okay. Let's go there. Boom. Here we go. Gwinnett County official admits to taking data from the election management system, plugging it into a laptop, then filtering it with Excel. This circumvents the rules that external software isn't allowed on election machines. Boom. Gwinnett City official comments on video of Dominion rep plugging USB drive into election system and laptop. This would be a Dominion tech producing a data report on the server and saving the report to Dominion USB thumb drive and then using a laptop to filter requested information. Wow. To clarify, the USB drive was not inserted into a scanner. The scanners are connected to server through cables. This would be a Dominion tech producing a data report on the server and saving the report to a Dominion USB thumb drive and then using a laptop to filter requested information. The Dominion servers are not equipped with Excel and counties are not authorized to install any hardware or software on these systems. Boom. Gwinnett. Joe Sorensen, Communications Director, Gwinnett County Government. Oh, by the way, speaking of what I was saying earlier, folks, about, and I just retweeted that. Remember I was talking about when I was 25 and I took 2 people to court? I also, 3 years later, I had some people try to take my business. I had a business in Atlanta, and I had 2 employees steal from me and take my business down there, and I had them both arrested. And so I don't play. And I'm certainly not going to play with some stupid writer who's going to try to, play like I'm some kind of anti-Semite. I will not play. I am not to be messed with in that regard. And I'm not making physical threats of any kind. I will use the law at my disposal and go after anybody that tries to harm me or mine. Code Monkey tweeted a video. Awesome. He's doing awesome, man. Ron's doing great work because what he did was he basically asked for people to, get video down there at those at the Dominion places. Come on. Why did I lose Ron? Here we go. 6 tweets in the last hour. You think Ron's busy? Come on, Ron. Let me close down something else here. Okay. Give this a watch if you haven't already. Also download and back up. There is an avenue for fraud. This tweet is being censored because it's true. Okay. Mimi Nijin Lee is on target. Everyone should follow her. Admission of election fraud by Gwinnett County official is pure evidence. Admission of election fraud by a Gwinnett County official is pure evidence. I want to click her. I want to follow her. And she's reporting at the Epoch Times. And this is what I just showed you, the newspaper I have in my bag behind me. But let me go back to Ron and go to that video. I don't know what video it is, but we'll find out here in a second. Here we go. Let's see. Let me bring you over to it.
Well, I'm probably going to get fired over this, but it's something that's been weighing on my mind and something that I feel needs to be said, so I'm going to say it. And I'm just asking that people be respectful of my family. I just had a new baby, and I'm just trying to be as open and honest as I possibly can be with where I see potential problems with how our state handled mail-in voting. The machine issues that are being looked at by Rudy Giuliani, I think they're barking up the wrong tree there. They're going to go through that and they're going to find that the machine code is pretty solid, in my opinion. Could things have been manipulated? Possibly, but the reality of the situation is we've been through many elections in the past, and in fact, even a Democratic political action group came through in 2016. They were angry about Donald Trump winning that election, and they came to our customers and they said, "Hey, we want to do a total recount of the entire state. So we want all of your ballot images, and we want to compare them to the results that came out of the machines." Well, it came to find out that the ballot images and the machines were pretty much dead on. There's just no financial incentive for a company like Dominion or a company like Election Source to be involved with that type of widespread fraud. I mean, you're risking your entire company to do that. So that's just not happening, in my opinion. And if it is, it would be a huge surprise to me. It should be looked into for sure, because there's always bad actors. There could be bad actors at a company. But as far as I can tell, that route is barking up the wrong tree. But there is, unfortunately, because of the way that we did mass mail-out voting, there is a potential for a huge vulnerability in the election system. And that vulnerability is this, right here. All of the ballots that come out of the machines, when they are made, are digital PDF files. They are unsecured. There is no chain of custody when it comes to them. And what I mean by that is, when they are created on the county's software, the EMS software, they are sent out to the printer. They are sent out to our company as a company that needs to create tests for the machines. It's just a logical fact that we need that ballot in order to create those tests. So, back before we did mass mail-in voting, nobody thought twice about shipping those digital ballots to the appropriate sources. Nobody really felt like there needed to be a secure chain of command, because what are you going to do with the digital ballot? Every precinct gets an allotment of ballots on election day, and people come in and they vote in person, and there's a certain amount of registered absentee voters, and it's minuscule. But the problem is the way we very sloppily handled mass mail-out voting. We just kind of sent them around, and there wasn't a whole lot of accurate tracking as to where those ballots were going, and who was receiving them and who was sending them back in. And there was some tracking, but just with the sheer amount of ballots, there wasn't a good chain of custody for the physical ballots either. So because of that, this flash drive here, I wrote tests for the state of Michigan. So this flash drive here had all of the ballots for Wayne County on it. And I'm here in my bedroom right now. This is all the ballots for Wayne County were on this. They're not on it anymore. I've deleted them since. But they were on that flash drive before the election, weeks before the election. So, if some, if I can have them in my bedroom, right? Nobody blinked an eye about me having these digital files. So who else had them, right? If nobody cared that I had in my bedroom all the ballots for Wayne County, I know for a fact that when those ballots get sent to the printer, they get put on a Google Drive. Everybody thinks, Google and Dropbox and Amazon are secure platforms, but in reality, any high-level person at those companies has backdoor clearance to those drives. So, all it takes is a scan of those drives and somebody at Google can have all the ballots for Wayne County. I mean, there just is no chain of custody. And I'm not here saying that laws were broken. I'm not here saying that election source is nefarious. I'm not here saying that Dominion is even nefarious. But what I am saying is there is no chain of custody for digital ballots. So if some outside actor wanted to come in with a nefarious goal of printing, 100,000 ballots before election night, it's certainly possible. All they would have needed was this. I had it in my bedroom. That's all they would have needed. And you can go to any printer, probably not a commercial one, because they'd probably, be like, why are you printing official ballots with us? Who are you? But if you had your own printer, I could print it on an inkjet printer at home. I could have taken one of these ballots from this flash drive and I could have printed 10,000 of them and on a laser printer at my office. And if I had, printed them, they're 8.5 by 11, so it's very common. I could print them, as long as I print them on cardstock. There's a ballot stock thickness paper that you need. But that's about it. That's about the only, and I'm pretty sure that a machine would read regular weighted paper. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that they would. They'd probably read cardstock paper too. But there's a specific ballot stock thickness, and I don't know if it's just regular cardstock or not, or if there is actually a specific ballot stock thickness. But yeah, the machine is agnostic. As long as those timing marks, which are on the PDF, are correct, a ballot that's printed by the official printer versus a ballot that's printed at home by a person that has, the ballots ahead of time, because we need the ballots ahead of time because we need to write tests. It's just something that we need to do. And I'm not a nefarious actor. I didn't pass these ballots off to anybody. And I'm sure nobody at Election Source did. And I'm sure nobody at Dominion did. But, who's to say somebody at the county knew about them? Or, maybe not necessarily somebody at the county office, but somebody knew, that that these ballots were being stored somewhere and they took them. Or somebody at Google took them off of the Google Drive. I mean, there's plenty of avenues to get these ballots in digital form and print them off. So if there was election fraud, and I'm not saying that there was, but if there was, that's probably where it would have been done. And because of our irresponsible mail-in voting system, where we just mass mailed it out, there's plenty of cover for 100,000 ballots coming in at midnight. Who's going to say? Who's going to say, oh, that's 100,000 ballots. They all came in for Joe Biden. It doesn't matter, because there's no chain of custody. Nobody knows what to expect. You know, with any other election, if 100,000 ballots came in at midnight, it would be obvious fraud. But nobody considers it fraud now because maybe there was 100,000 ballots that just were stored somewhere and nobody thought to open them up. Nobody knows. And all the ballots are anonymous. So you'll never know. You'll never know. That's the story of this election, is you will never be guaranteed, because of the mail-in system, you will never be guaranteed to know for sure the legitimate president, or any of the down ballot votes for that matter. This was a cluster fuck. This was a cluster, and people are being disenfranchised. And what I'm here to tell you is that it's totally possible to print 100,000 ballots. It's totally possible. I had this weeks before the election, plenty of time. If you're a nefarious actor and you wanted to print 100,000 ballots and put them in boxes just in case, as long as you have this file that I had personally, you can do that. So, is there avenues for election fraud? Yeah, absolutely. Is it from the machines? I don't think so. Possible. Is there nefarious actors at Election Source? No, I don't think so. Is there nefarious actors at Dominion? I don't really know people at Dominion. I know people at Election Source. They're very honest people. So please, for the love of God, leave us alone. I'm just trying to tell you what's on my mind, that there is an avenue for possible fraud here. And I just had a new baby, so please be merciful to me. Leave me alone. And please be merciful to the people at Election Source and leave them alone. They're good people. And the people at Dominion, I'm sure most of them are just good people. Is there corruption at the top? I don't know anybody at Dominion. I don't know the company at all. Really, I don't. We're a contractor for them. But, we've run, like I said, we run elections in the past for Dominion, and they've come out completely scot-free, A-OK. And the issue that happened in Anne Arundel County, I mean, you have to leave that clerk alone. She's, what happened there is completely innocent. And they had a late comer to the election, somebody that didn't get put on the ballot, right? So they had coding for this ballot without that person on it, and they had a card with the coding for the person that was supposed to be on the ballot. So they were supposed to run the coding with the extra candidate. Instead, they ran the coding with the previous, without the candidate in it, and that screwed everything up. When they realized it on election night, they reran everything with the proper coding, and everything was fine. It's not some sort of a mass conspiracy from Dominion to switch votes. But is there an avenue for election fraud? Absolutely.
Very important.
There's no chain of custody on ballots. It's a big deal. That's a big freaking deal. And if election officials don't take that seriously, then they are screwing the public out of an accurate election. That's all I wanted to say. Bye.
That's really important, folks. I mean, that if you got that, I mean, it's basically there's an avenue for the fraud. So we need people like that to show that there is an avenue for fraud, so that we know what avenue to look at, and we know what avenue to follow. Right? Yeah, that took a lot of guts. Praying for that man's family. Thank you for that. So huge, so important that we saw that. And that's really, really important information, folks. When this is all said and done, when Trump's back in office and Biden's at Gitmo, or when all the chips fall where they may, is an important thing it's going to we're going to remember people like that. We're going to remember people that stood up and took risk and spoke truth. And they will be exalted. As all the others fall and all the others go to prison and all the others are executed, people like that will be exalted. So I thank you, sir, for your courage, and we will honor you by sharing this information. All right, sharing this information. Let me get back to you guys in the chats here real quick. I want to wrap this up. Yeah, somebody said it sounds like disinformation. We definitely got to look for that, right? David, can't see through all that, Udea. Well, here's the thing. See through what? It's basically, he's not saying that anything happened, but he's saying that it can happen. He's not taking heat off Dominion. He doesn't know anybody at Dominion. There's no way anybody's going to be able to take heat off Dominion. But what he's showing is that that's how easy it is to cheat. Okay, but we've got multiple examples of the cheating. I mean, we've got driven ballots in semis being driven. We've got flash drives. We've got ballots printed by China. We've got dead people voting. We've got illegals voting. We've got women with their maiden names voting. Folks, this is not, I absolutely think that Dominion's involved. No question about it. And I didn't think Dominion was any less involved after hearing him speak. None at all. And then, a witness in Michigan said they're running him through. Folks, every opportunity they had, they cheated. Every opportunity. Do you guys feel like he was protecting Dominion? I don't think saying there's a lot of good people in Dominion, probably, it only takes 1%. 17 had said only 1% of the FBI, DOJ, NSA, only 1%. It only takes 1% of Dominion. That leaves 99 people that are might be good people at Dominion. I don't know. But what I'm saying is Dominion's not off the hook by a long shot. And nothing anybody's going to say is going to change that. Smartmatic, Moloch Brown, these guys are going down. These guys are going down. But, when you say calling bullshit, it's like maybe covering his ass. Okay, I can see that. I honestly don't care why anybody's motivated. But I do say that if you're going to come forward and you're going to say I could have screwed this election over with this flash drive. I could have easily printed ballots with this flash drive. I believe that. And I don't know. I can't speak to that man's heart. I love that you guys are being critical of it. I do. I love it. Maybe I was kind of taking a break. Maybe I missed something in that because I, heard him say it multiple times. But I wanted you guys to see the whole thing in case we missed anything. But at any rate, I love that you guys are critical of it. I love that you guys aren't just taking it for what it is. And sometimes I think people doing it online instead of telling Rudy. That's a good question. I think that they might be trying to protect themselves. But here's the thing. He kept saying that no one would ever know. But what you and I know is that they were monitoring this fraud in real time from the Eisenhower building. Okay? The CISPA, or what was it? CIPA? I forget the name. Good. Pepe said, I'm so well informed, Dave. When I went in to vote, I told him I won't vote on computer, that they are hacked by Soros. So you're right. I was looking over the machine and asking the name of it. The guy voting on it perked up with concern. They said vote on paper, so I educated them. Yeah, by the way, guys, Christy, the Dominion employees are running because the Dems told them that conservatives are violent. None of the Dominion employees have gotten back to me. Has anybody reached out to the Dominion employees on LinkedIn or anywhere? Has anybody reached out to them? CISA, thank you, Travis. Schiff. Skydo, yeah, is one. Christy, what do you mean by Schiff? Adam Schiff. Yeah, Meg, how many register with the date of January 1st, 1900? Unbelievable. CISA and Skydo. Body language screaming. Dominion Enterprises, they specialize in data. That's good. Angeline, what else did you find out about them? Joanne says, I think he was putting on an act. Too fake for me. I love it. I love it that you guys are, questioning it, challenging it. I got to be honest, I'm a little tired, and I wasn't looking at it with as critical of an eye as I normally do. So I love that you guys are challenging it. So I'll take another look. Computer hardware was loaded. This was 10 minutes ago by Ron, Code Monkey. Computer hardware was loaded onto a truck earlier today. Gwinnett County Elections and Voting Center. Truck rumored to belong to a digital data shredding company. We've seen that before, by the way. Digital data. See, all the extra ballots that they came in with, folks, they've got to get them out of there. They've got to get them out of there, and those are computers. And they've got to destroy the evidence. They've got to destroy all this evidence, folks. But here's the thing. I think I know this guy who is filming this in terms of I've seen him before, because I could tell by the latitude longitude on his camera. But he's one of these guys at Code Monkey said, hey, go and film Dominion 24/7 in Georgia and find out what's going on. Now, what else we need to see with this is we need to see, a license plate. We need to see, find out where this guy is going, and this guy needs to be followed to see where this goes. So this is just, if you're just showing computers being loaded onto a truck, this doesn't help us. So hopefully there's more video here, because we need a lot more than this to make it worthwhile. Okay. Truck rumored to belong to a digital data shredding company. Well, rumored, Sergeant Mao. So Sergeant Mao, yes, this is the one I saw the other day. Let's see, where's his video of this? Because we need the whole video. This is the guy that went around the front and then went around the back. We saw that. What's he doing here? Not sure. Okay, so this guy's on it, Sergeant Mao. But, we need some more information here as to what's happening. Let me see. For example, maybe this is the truck that we're about to see. By the way, this is an hour 24, so we're obviously not going to sit through this.
What they want us to do with it.
Okay, there's more information here, so this is good. So maybe this is the truck, maybe. So a lot more to see there. Okay. But it's good to know that people are on this. And guys, if you're in Georgia, please reach out to DavidSnedeker at Gmail and maybe go over there with your phone camera. That would be awesome.
You know, a intelligence insider close to the president has said you're watching a movie.
He's talking about 17. And we are. So he's following him. That's cool.
Losing me, Hoss.
This is awesome.
We left the minivan at the gas station.
Okay. Looks like he catches him on this end.
System. I didn't see that there was any computers in there.
Okay.
Or anything like that.
Very good.
I don't want to just tell you that there's nothing to it.
Yep, I hear you.
I don't really know. I'm gonna let him do his job. I'm sure he's done went through the back of there. They wanted to go ahead and go to work. I told them to hold steady, let the officer do his job just out of respect.
Okay.
And we'll see, what
Right
comes
on.
of it.
Hey, I hope it's nothing. I get to get out of here and get out of everybody's way, man.
No problem. Like I said, I don't think there's going to be any issue, but we'll let him do his
All
job.
right.
He may find something I don't know anything about. I didn't know those guys were coming today.
Okay.
I knew my phone systems were being replaced. Just didn't know it was going to be today. So I'm not surprised that I've got guys from IT here with Cisco equipment.
Okay.
Just didn't know it was
So
going to
that
be
kinda
today.
adds up then.
Somebody forgot to send me an email.
I got you. I got you.
If they were
Okay.
Gwinnett County IT.
So check this out. Check out Sergeant Mao, guys, so you can look for yourselves. Okay. And see what's going on. So Ron's got those links. So thanks for that, guys. Let's see. They can trace those balance, Dave. Glenn? What can they trace? Laura, this guy was a typical example of the ideal Dominion employee. I don't think he was a Dominion employee, that guy, right? The guy that we heard talk. He said he didn't know them. They had Catherine about the DOJ. I covered the DOJ earlier, but let me check Catherine Herridge. Now, by the way, Attorney Barr appoints John Durham as special counsel in the Russia probe investigation, which, by the way, involves Biden. Okay? Because Biden unmasked General Flynn, Biden also asked for the Logan Act against General Flynn, and in an attempt to bring this Russian collusion to fruition, which they could not do. Catherine Herridge. There we go. So Barr, the key quote, U.S. attorneys and FBI agents have been working to follow up specific complaints and info they've received, but to date, we have not seen fraud on a scale that could have affected a different outcome in the election. So you see how the mainstream media is distorting his words, okay? From a DOJ spokesperson, some media outlets have incorrectly reported that the department has concluded its investigation of the election fraud and announced an affirmative finding of no fraud in the election. That is not what the Associated Press reported, nor what the Attorney General stated. The department will continue to receive and vigorously pursue all specific and credible allegations of fraud as expeditiously as possible. I had read that earlier, so thank you for reminding me to go there. That was key. I forget who told me that. Sorry. Yeah, you guys are awakened, not woke. Woke is fake. Wakened is a better way to say it. Yeah. So Angel said no, he's guilty, but I don't know the level. I feel he was scared, Craig. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, interesting. Kathy, I see right through that crap. He's a lying piece of shit. I guess I should have paid better attention, guys. I'm glad I got you paying attention to that. Seriously. I was like kicked back like this. I had the thing off. I was taking some drinks. I was checking some texts. So, and you guys were on it. So, remind me next time to come on and say, hey, what'd you guys think of that? And I'll just steal your ideas. How about that? Let's see. Yeah, they have to hold on to the election information. They can't just get rid of that. He was shifty. Yeah, he was. Okay. I'm blurry, Lori. Really? I'm fine on Restream. I think Facebook is messing with us after my rant because we saw them messing. You want to go back out and come back in, Lori? Maybe it's different because nobody else has said that tonight. Let's see about an Admiral Travis. I'll check that out. Yeah, Barr and DOJ still investigating. Double talker. Yeah, F-bombs. Barbara, I don't think it's the F-bombs. Do you? I don't think it's the F-bombs aren't going to get me pulled. You can swear on Facebook Lives. I'm pretty sure. Look how Barr's hands were up in that picture. Okay. Robin sent me the picture. Okay, I'll check that. 3 whistleblowers on Hannity. Good. Not blurry on Facebook. Thank you, Alicia. It's okay, Dave. You're an incredible multitasker and you bring hope to all of us. Thank you. Appreciate that. All you see is the chat. I'm sorry. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Thanks, guys. Let me go to what's up with Barr, Dave. Lisa, here's the thing. It's either he's deep state, which I don't know, honestly. He's doing a quiet investigation, or he's doing an inadequate investigation. And if he's doing an inadequate investigation, that tells me he's deep state. Or here's the other thing, okay, and that is that he's letting the military take it over because this is treason. So this could be a military operation across the board. Let me pull up Travis's here. Close chat. I'm starting to feel it. So Section 230, President Trump tweeted tonight. And Section 230, let me pull up Travis's. This is, why did that go? Why did that do that? Got a lot of stuff. You guys this is a big day, isn't it? I mean, it's a pretty big day. President Trump's talking about Section 230 as I pull this up, which is a liability shielding gift from the U.S. to big tech. The only companies in America that have it, corporate welfare, is a serious threat to our national security and election integrity. Our country can never be safe and secure if we allow it to stand. Of course, he's talking about Section 230. Therefore, if the very dangerous and unfair Section 230 is not completely terminated as part of the National Defense Authorization Act, NDAA, I will be forced to unequivocally veto the bill when sent to the very beautiful Resolute desk. Take back America now. Thank you. That speaks of kind of what McInerney was talking about. Okay. Source of USB video confirms laptop is running Excel and is connected to the internet. This was the laptop, supposedly, that guy downloaded something from the USB. Interesting. Copy of ballot. Let's get in closer, shall we? Come on now. You see how my computer's working? It's slow, slow, slow. And let me get rid of James. And come on now. Just want to blow you up here a little bit. No, I want that out. There we go. Come on now. There we go. Okay, what's that say? Copy of ballot manifest check in out 11/23/2020. So this is the copy of the ballot manifest. Check in and out. Running on HP Windows. You can see there. Check in date 11/25/2020. Batch count. Real number. Opening seal verified. Scanner. Check in. Accepted ballot cards. Damaged ballot cards. Excuse me. I can't read that. Something batch. Yeah, so, yeah, we can dig into this a little bit more, folks. Dig into this on your own as well. Find out a little bit more about this. So this supposedly, okay, you know, this is kind of like, you know, Code Monkey's getting all these awesome tweets from people or information from people. Yeah, struggling here. So that's huge. So I'm not sure if this is significant, but the spreadsheet appears to be online, stored on OneDrive, being viewed or edited in a browser. This confirms the laptop is on the internet. This is from Doug Holland. All right, and then, wow, this is huge. Okay, because if you can show that this is on the internet, sign in. There's a sign in. Yeah, this is connected to the internet. See the sign in over here? Let me bring it up again. This is almost smaller now, but see the sign in over here, and that tells us it's on the internet. That's huge. Right? Because if it's on the internet, it can be messed with from anywhere. See the sign in right here? I'm sorry. I'm getting tired. See the sign in right here on the and this is a OneDrive. This is operating from. Okay? You don't have to sign into stuff on, you know, on your computer. You know, you would have a password to get into the computer, but it doesn't look like that. That's an online spreadsheet, folks. This is, and the election, just showing that the election results are connected to the internet invalidates the election. This is huge. Using Internet Explorer. Clearly connected. Outlook is open. See, people know what they're talking about here. People know what they're talking about. Yeah, Outlook is open. See right there. It's unbelievable. Yeah. We can see loaded resident programs. TeamViewer client for remote assistance and control. TeamViewer needs internet to run and control could be unmonitored in a Cisco AnyConnect VPN client. Folks, this is Eric and I work on TeamViewer where he can get on my computer and he can like move my mouse around. You guys know TeamViewer, right? Well, this has it. I don't know where this guy saw it, but let me this is unbelievable. So this is connected to the internet. If this is connected to the internet, it invalidates this absolutely. It invalidates the election, folks, because you can't trust these numbers. They've been accessible via the internet. Now, let's see, Team Viewer. See this button down here, down at the lower end down here? That's Team Viewer. So Team Viewer is loaded on this laptop. So somebody remotely could come on, change this number, change that number, change this number, and this laptop could be sitting there and no one would know somebody was doing this. You see this? It says viewing right there. I think that means somebody's running it. Or is that view log? I can't make that out. Huh. But this is huge, folks. This is our republic that's being attacked right here. That says I think Viera log or view log. Yeah, this is us being attacked right here. Thank you. Number 2. Thank you. Yeah, there you go. There you have it. There you have it, folks. That's some good stuff. Thanks for sending me there, folks. You guys are awesome. Let's see. Anything else? Yeah, have faith, folks. Have faith. The date at the bottom. I didn't see the date at the bottom, but I will say this, that let me see if that's saved, if any of those saved. 11/23 were the dates that we saw. I don't think I'm going to find that again easily. Let me pull you back to here. Yeah, so look at what Twitter's leading with here, folks. This is the story. Barr says Justice Department found no evidence of voter fraud that would change election outcome according to the AP. Okay? This is a disinformation campaign by Twitter. All right? And I'm going to screen save this for the lawsuits against Twitter. That'll be fun. Yeah. Let's see. Let me go to the chat. Check out that date. See if you guys can find out what the date is on that. POTUS tweet has misspelling number 907. Number 907. Let's go Q alerts. And then I got to call it. I'm feeling it. Let's see. 907. My computer's acting up again. Come on now. Come on. Cooperate. 907, March 10th, 2018. Got this in the end of the last bread. POTUS tweet has misspelling X instead of J. It's been corrected. Donald J. Trump verified account 1 hour ago. More. Chinese President Xi Jinping and I spoke at length about the meeting with Kim Jong-un of North Korea. President Xi told me he appreciates that the U.S. is working to solve the problem diplomatically rather than going with the ominous alternative. China continues to be helpful. 11/11 Q. And this took us, we got there from President Trump. There we go. Come on. Come on, people now. Smile, my brother. Let's see, President Trump. Which tweet was it? Was that the one? Let's see. What's going on here? Nevada Native Vote Project posted photos on Facebook of Election Day of smiling voters holding $25 gift cards after handing over their ballots. The posts have since been deleted, but not before they were archived. Interesting.
Loss. That's a lot of money cash here. We have also 4 $100 gift cards to give away. So again, you want to make sure you get out here to vote. And then we have 4 $250 gift cards to raffle. And our grand prize is going to be a $500 Visa gift card. $25.
They bought votes, folks. They bought votes. They spent a lot of money to get Donald Trump out of office. That's how dangerous he is to them. Yeah, a lot just in news, illegal backdating. Fake news refuses to report this. All right. Well, listen, guys. So check this out. Who said this? Good night, Carol. See you soon. Good night, Tracy. I'm hitting it too. Barr appoints Durham as special counsel per Fox tonight. 17 last post Durham. Teddy, great point. Folks, the last post of 17, okay, was Durham. And what happened today? Durham is appointed to the Russian collusion. Oh yeah, POTUS. He hasn't played the Trump card yet, folks. He's just peppering them. He's just peppering them. And Marcia says plane's leaving Sydney, and I gotta call it, folks. We're gonna wrap this up. Thank you for sharing this out. Thank you for getting the word out about our broadcast. Thank you for your support. Wow, tracking a big F-35 Lockheed Martin jet, a U.S. military plane in Sydney. There's a lot of air traffic going on in the world, folks. A lot of military air traffic. And from Sydney heading into the Pacific, U.S. military jet. Yeah. A lot going on, folks. Be aware. Be safe. We said a prayer tonight. Please pray for Todd and Cindy and Kellyanne and her ex and all the Snedheads that are having difficulties right now. Rhonda, please pray for all of them and bring it all together in one big heaping love energy to all those out there. Dear Lord, please watch over us. Please watch over Cindy and Todd, Kelly and her ex, and Rhonda, and all the Snedheads that are having difficulties right now. We ask that you watch over President Trump and the Q team and all of their families and all of the patriots that are boots on the ground and that are working so hard to make sure that we save our republic. Pray for Sidney Powell and her team, Rudy Giuliani and his team, Lynn Wood, and all the great lawyers and assistants and people that are working so hard to make sure that this election is not stolen. We ask that you embolden those that were a part of this, reach into their hearts and turn their hearts to good, to come forward and be on the right side of history and be a hero in this rather than a zero, and really come forward and stop the stealing of our election. We ask you for all these things, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray and thank you for all of your grace and bringing us all together this evening. And thank you for all your strength and support. Amen. All right, folks, I'm out of here. Good Good night. Be well. I love you. And I'll see you Thursday. Unless something big goes down, I'll come to you briefly tomorrow. But if not, I'll see you Thursday, 6:15. I'll get you some. Check out the old shows tomorrow maybe. There's a lot of great stuff there. I think you'll dig. Go on to the webpage. Check us out. And if you want to get healthy, check out the Purium link. I'm doing it. I'm on my 4th shake of the day. So love you all. Have a good night. Bye-bye.